to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
I'll tell you, we're coming out firing right now. Right now. Listen to just briefly, just to give them an idea, just a little teaser, a little something. Just say to me what you just said. Say to them what you just said to me.
No, Rex to the Ravens would be a match made in heaven.
As a head coach?
Rex was the one who was supposed to be the head coach for the Ravens when Harbaugh got hired. And, Steve Bisciotti didn't think he was ready to be a head coach. And he hired Harbaugh, and Rex stayed on as the defense coordinator the year that we went to the AFC Championship, and the next year he was the head coach for the New York Jets.
Well, here's the point. It's going to be a freaking wild day with what we have heard over the last 24 hours.
Yeah, how's Stefanski feeling right now?
I don't care. How about that? It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page, and, of course, on the ESPN New York app. That came down after we were on yesterday. And, of course, the biggest news is simply this. There's John Harbaugh now on the market and available to be hired as a head coach. And I'm going to say, not just by the Giants. There are other teams that have head coaches who are already knocking on the door. Bart, how is it that there were 6-7 openings yesterday, yet John Harbaugh's got something like 12 calls? Explain that to me.
Well, we know what that is. It's like, hey, I like you, but I think I love him. That's my man crush.
Well, let's talk about it. Let's get to it. We also have some very interesting sound to get to later from Louis Riddick as well.
The crazy thing is, just imagine in a world that Pittsburgh get their ass kicked this week.
I was thinking the same thing.
And everybody
that Harbaugh and Tomlin?
You see what I'm saying? So, whoa. You might want to slow play this just a little bit because you could have the decision between, hey, Mike Tomlin's available.
Hey, listen,
and John Harbaugh is available.
You know what could happen? I could absolutely see this happening, too. John Harbaugh waits till next week to see if Mike Tomlin loses, and then he goes to Pittsburgh. I could see that, too.
To say screw you?
Not even that, but not even to say screw you, but to look at the fact that as far as good organizations and places to go, that's one of them. That's absolutely – he knows he's got security for a while. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. The Ravens only had 3 coaches, and the Steelers only had – what? They said 2. They had to have more than 2. They had 3.
Well, 3 since 1970.
Chuck Noll.
Yeah, Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Tomlin.
Right, but they only listed 2, technicalities, because he's still technically the coach, so they've only had 2.
Right. Okay. Well, anyway, here's the point. Let's just start with our locals.
What would they want? What would you want?
What do you mean?
If you're a Giants fan, and
there's nothing to talk about.
No, I'm saying, and Tomlin gets fired next week. And you're facing Harbaugh, Tomlin.
Yes.
Who do you want? No, who do you want?
Yes. My answer is yes.
Yes.
Either one. I cannot walk out of this.
I want the fans to decide, do they want a Ferrari or a Lamborghini?
Okay, that's the point. And they can. We want you involved, and we'll get you involved early at 800-919-3776. Lines are open now. We're opening them up now. Let's go.
The only one that comes out looking and smelling like roses is Shane. But what if they get here and they say, yeah, I want to work with Shane?
Exactly. No, he might be smelling like roses. He might be the one calling John Harbaugh. That's all fine. I don't care. Shane, there's no guarantee that Joe Shane's going to be here in a month. None.
Because let me tell you something. It's a lot of guys from that Baltimore Raven organization that I'm sure over 18 years John Harbaugh has created attachments with and would love an opportunity for them to work with them continuously. Well, so Joe Shane better, I think he has no choice. If Harbaugh is available, he has to try and get Harbaugh. I'm sure Mara believes that because the Ravens and the Ravens and the Giants are kind of seen as even though the Ravens was only existed since 1996, they're brand names, and not only brand names as far as organizations, as far as the wins, but also as far as like management, ownership, all that type of stuff. So, like, Shane has no choice. If Harbaugh wants his job, I think Harbaugh calls and says, I want this job. He don't even barely got an interview for it. But that could cost Shane his job.
I mean, heck, if I'm Tomlin, if he got fired, I'd almost want to go to Baltimore. I mean, listen, Tomlin.
But that's what I'm saying.
This is beyond.
I don't know if he can ever
crazy.
I don't know if he can ever stomach that. Like, it's a weird thing between, like, anybody but them. We respect the hell out of them, but anybody but them. All
right, well, listen, let's just get into here, okay? As far as right now, where we stand, there's no discussion to be had. It's pretty simple. You want to be serious people? You don't mess around. You hire Harbaugh. You hire, and again, be serious. Harbaugh, at the very least, I can call him. Yeah, $20 million, I would bet. I can call him a legitimate program builder. If you want to talk about the difference between Harbaugh, Tomlin, and Mike McCarthy, I think that's where the biggest difference would be. Those two might build more from where they are. But McCarthy would be, to me, on very close to the same level. But if you have a chance right now to walk out of this with John Harbaugh, this is Tom Coughlin. This is Parcells. And I understand how people feel about Parcells here. This is the same ilk of coach, and you might say it's only been one Super Bowl. I don't care.
Of a coach. Well, to the playoffs 12 times.
Yes, and look at what his brother has done. This is a winning family, period. They know what the hell they're doing. Bart.
Jack's crazy as hell, too.
And you can't walk out of this without them, without him. You can't walk out of this with another coordinator at this point. And I love some of the coordinators. I think Jeff Hafley is going to be a really good NFL coach. This Harbaugh thing, I'm sorry, I'm not wasting any time here. Like, what do I have to do? Like, when he walks in the dealership today, you're not leaving the dealership without a new car.
So what I'm saying is, and we don't know what's going to happen with Tomlin if he gets his ass blown out for the 10th time. That looks bad. 10 one and dones. That's almost like, why even go? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, our season didn't suck, but we still can't get over the hump. I'm trying to say this without saying it. What organization shouldn't be looking into Harbaugh?
There are about 2 or 3, basically. The Rams shouldn't be looking into Harbaugh. People like that.
So what you're saying is no matter how fresh or how new your –
I'm saying it. The Jets should be looking at this. Why wouldn't they be? You'd be stupid not to be.
You want to be taking – anybody that has been seen as a joke, whoever's been seen as a joke in this league can be taken seriously if John Harbaugh is their coach. All that, free agents don't want to come here, quarterbacks don't want to come out and declare, all that changes with John Harbaugh. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not saying this to anybody. I'm throwing this to anybody.
I'll say it. If the Jets aren't calling and asking and trying to gauge any level of interest and see what that's like. Now, I get it. Woody don't want to spend the money, and Woody don't want to look stupid. Woody would win the instant respect of the fans, and like for all of the people that have been screaming and yelling about not re-upping their season tickets, and they just got hit with the first payment this week, and you're raising the prices on them. Woody Johnson could win them back by hiring John Harbaugh tomorrow. And it might be costly, but you're going to get more than that money back. That's called investment and return on investment. And that would be a massive return on investment for the Jets. Massive. Yes, I feel bad for Aaron Glenn. Here's what I know. Aaron Glenn's going to walk away with $40 million, and he'll get another chance of being a head coach at some point. Because everybody's going to understand. Hell, if I was Aaron Glenn, I'd even understand. Like, wait a second. You got that guy who's got a career winning percentage over 600, who's won a Super Bowl, who never has a bad team, and you want to hire him over me? I get it. I wouldn't be happy about it. I'd feel a little betrayed by the owner, but I'd get it. I absolutely would get it. I mean, Bart, we got replaced by somebody that had delivered. I understood that part of it when we got bumped out quick.
4 weeks, was it 4 months?
We didn't go 4-13. But 4 months, we got bumped out by somebody who had delivered in over a long period of time, had won many championships. And he'll be the first to tell you. But that had happened. From that standpoint, I got it. I understood it. Wasn't happy about it. John Harbaugh, there is nothing to talk about if you're either of these teams. And that's why when you hear Schefter, when you hear Diana Rossini with reports yesterday that teams that have coaches within an hour were on the phone with his representative, that have coaches, there's nothing to talk about. Let's just look at it from this standpoint, all right? I'm going to run them down. You tell me what team should not be interested in them, okay? And I'm going to be reasonable about it. Like, the Patriots obviously are sticking with Mike Vrabel.
Of course.
Everything's going great.
Ben Johnson, yeah.
Right. Ben Johnson, of course, same thing. Liam
Campbell.
Cohen, same thing. Philadelphia, Sirianni, same thing. All of those teams are doing those things. Are you going to tell me that the Bills, the Dolphins, the Jets should not be interested? If the Bills lose this week, of course they should be interested. The Ravens, the Bengals, well, the Ravens just fired him. Hell, the Ravens should be interested in him.
You know what? We looked around. Come on back, man.
Yeah, the Bengals, the Browns. D'Amico Ryans with the Texans is doing a really good job. I probably would leave him be. The Colts, Titans, obviously not Denver, not the Chargers. Andy Reid is going to go when Andy Reid wants to go. The Raiders, there's 18 teams, roughly, that should absolutely be calling on John Harbaugh.
Tampa Bay?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You can't convince me that Green Bay.
That might be part of
what
the
about
8.
Green Bay?
That might be part of 8.
Could be. The Bills could be part of 8. The Giants, if this really is such a valuable job, show it. And Woody needs to show that he actually gives, well, I shouldn't say gives a damn. Woody needs to show the fans. Woody needs to pay the fans back somehow here, okay? Because you have been robbing them blind for a while. Let's be truthful about it. And I like the Jets organization. But when you continue to raise prices and put a crap product on the field, and this year more than ever, I really do wonder what the numbers are. I would be fascinated to know where the numbers are with the Jets as far as season ticket renewals and up and down. Because I know, and I heard from a caller this morning, and I've heard from other people, this was the first week they were just starting to get hit with the first payment for next year. Right now, just think about that. Your season just ended. You lost the last 5 games by an average of 23 points. By the way, get out your credit card because I'm here to fleece you again. And I don't want to spend $40 million getting rid of this coach. Well, I'm sorry. You now have an opportunity to win back everything by doing this. So if you're either, but I'm just going to be honest.
Why would he want to
I don't think they'll do it.
But why would he want to come?
Well,
but you got to ask.
Here's what I'll say about that. You don't ever get that guy until you knock on the door. The Jets got that guy with Bill Parcells. Nobody would have ever predicted that Bill Parcells would have ever coached the New York Jets. And even after the fact, he still has a bad taste in his mouth about it. That's fine. But you got him to say yes. And he got you to an AFC championship game within 2 years. What are we talking about here? There isn't much to talk about.
And the Giants should be saying, over my dead body.
Here's the biggest problem. Listen.
Tom, when we come back, we got to pull a movie clip. White Chicks.
Is Tom even allowed to watch that? I don't even know if he's old enough.
White
from
Chicks,
a public perception, if he's allowed to watch.
The auction?
Oh, you've never seen White Chicks.
I've seen scenes from White Chicks, and that's why I was kind of a little hesitant to where you were going with this.
No, it's an auction where they bidding for a date.
I can see if I can pull that.
Okay.
Tom, you're so uncultured.
The Giants, everybody has pointed to the reputation of the team taking a massive hit over the last 10 to 15 years. 10 years. And it has. And for every one of the Giant fans who used to point at the Jets and kind of laugh, you've kind of become them.
Yeah.
So neither
reason-
of these teams can afford to walk out of the offseason without it from a reputation standpoint. And Louis Riddick said this morning, and this is a conversation for a different topic, but this is the overall tenor of the problem. He was talking about Dante Moore this morning with DNR, and we'll talk about that later, but this is more – I'm spitting all over the place here. I don't know what's going on. This is more about the reputation of the team. So just think about all this. This is a minute and a half long. He said this morning with DNR, and this was about concern over whether Dante Moore should go back to school to not play for the Jets.
Of course, and it sucks. It sucks for New York, but that's the reality. The reality is we aren't the only ones who are aware of what New York's reputation is and how much your surroundings play a part in ultimately what your development is going to be and what your career is going to look like. You think Dante Moore doesn't know that? You think Fernando Mendoza doesn't know that? You think these guys aren't aware of, hey, look, man, where I go is as important, in terms of destination.
How high you go. It doesn't even matter. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Of course. That's what these kids now are more aware of that than ever. We talk about it nonstop. Look, New York has to make sure before, we sit here and debate which quarterback's a better fit, which quarterback would be better for the New York. New York needs to just kind of look internally and get their own stuff together, man. Because right now, with the way that season finished, and as much as I've talked here on our spots numerous times about how much I respect Aaron Glenn, so that season could not have ended worse. It could not have ended worse. And there is nothing but questions surrounding New York. And Aaron sounds like he's aware of that. And they're going to have to meet that head on. They right now, the reality is whatever they're doing right now, they're sitting in a staff meeting right now, meeting front office, ownership, coaching staff. They need to be facing the fact that there's quarterbacks right now that are looking at the order at the top of the draft, and they're sitting there going, man, I may rather go back to school than play for that football team if they're going to select me, meaning the Jets. That is not the kind of reputation that you want. And that is not the kind of conversation that you want to be having. But that better be one of the conversations that are being had in New York, because that's the reality.
Okay, quarterbacks aside, the reputation is where the real problem is. I was thinking about this morning. If you're Aaron Glenn and you're looking for a defensive coordinator, is being the defensive coordinator for the Jets an attractive situation when Aaron Glenn could get blown out in a year? I mean, look at what just happened to Matt Eberflus. Eberflus was trying to restore his reputation as a defensive coach. He went to Dallas, and he got blown out after 1 year. Coaches who...
But that was more about his fault.
Right. But coaches who go to organizations where the head coach is on dicey ground, that's a problem too. I just... When the organization has the reputation for not being serious, you have to do everything you can to change that. And it can't just be about we're selling hope and we have a plan and we have this and we have that. Don't I need somebody with a resume?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, though. That would suck for Aaron Glenn.
Oh, it would be terrible, and I'd feel awful for him. But again,
all the problems that you have perception-wise, the energy around this organization, all that changes. All that changes with one hire.
Yeah.
And listen, it may take Aaron Glenn a season or two to erase it himself because people see him as a part of the problem. But, man, you talk about if it was ever a get-out-of-jail-free card, if it was ever a clean slate card, we'll just wipe the slate clean, it's Harbaugh. But I am fascinated. I hope the Pittsburgh Steelers get their ass embarrassed in front of their home crowd, because I think that could be something that makes Mike Tomlin say, get him out of here. We're behind. We may have won the division, but we're behind the whole conference. And who cares if we win this division and this division is going to get better or not get better, but we can't win it. Not win a playoff game in 10 years and be in 10. What winning percentage is that?
0.
You got a 0 win. I can't think of the worst baseball player that had the lowest batting percentage ever.
Well, somebody who came to the plate and never had a hit would have the same thing. 0.
That's what I'm saying. So that could happen too. And man, you talk about people ask me, Bart, do you really care who wins football games? Like sometimes. But one thing I learned from you real early and people when I was in TV early at CBS is you don't particularly root for people. You root for stories.
Yeah.
And this would be the most fascinating story in the like it's like Stefanski's like, oh, Stefanski to the Giants. Wait, Harbaugh just got fired? Harbaugh to the Giants. Wait, Mike Tomlin just got Wait, hold on. Don't make the offer yet. Let's say we'll give him an interview, and then we're going to interview Tomlin too to see what that is. And not only do you have two coaches that compete against each other in the division, now you got them competing for the same job as well.
So imagine for a moment that you're Joe Shane last night, and you're taking Stefanski out to dinner.
Yeah,
apparently that's
sitting
going
there
on.
cutting steak.
All of a sudden, the phone rings. Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, yeah.
Have you heard
Hey, Joe.
Have you heard the news?
You heard the news, bud?
What news? I'm sitting here with Kevin. We're having a great time. Hey, Kevin, pass the steak sauce.
John Harbaugh just got fired. They actually did it. Can you believe that?
Wait, what?
John Harbaugh just got fired.
Hey, at the same time, you getting an alert from Kevin. Sign from his agent. Sign now.
Take anything.
Right. I'll coach for free.
Tell him to make a decision now. Yeah.
I am not leaving without a deal.
Hey, Kevin Stefanski is not a patch on John Harbaugh's ass.
Two-time coach of the year?
Yeah, no. Again, let's go through that list of coaches of the year. And I'm sure everybody talks about how Stefanski's going to bring stability and all that stuff. No.
You think
Dayball?
You think Dayball gets a job? It's 8 openings
as a head
now.
coach?
It's 8 openings now.
No, I don't think right now. No.
8.
Yeah. Is it 8 or 7?
8.
Anyway.
Is it 7? I don't know. 8, 7. It's a lot.
But it's a lot, and I don't think Dayball will get a head coaching job. I bet you he'll be a coordinator next year somewhere. Absolutely believe that. But listen, I don't believe this for a minute. I don't think Tomlin's going to get fired, but I think he could walk away.
Walk away, yeah.
Yeah, I think that could absolutely happen. He could get tired of that.
Well, I can see Tomlin in Atlanta. Oh. If Todd Bowles gets fired, Tomlin started there.
Yeah, he was under Tony Dungy, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Listen.
I'm coming home.
Here's the thing.
I'm coming home.
Bart.
No state taxes.
Those are teams right now, once again, that are calling Harbaugh's agent that have coaches. This is why you don't come out the day after the season and say, Joe Shane is definitely our GM, no matter what. And you've done it now twice. And he's having a press conference. And then who got fired? Hey, Joe, get on the turnpike.
Right, but you get on the turnpike, and then he might say, yeah, thanks for the job. Yeah, I want to bring in my own guy.
Yeah, no doubt.
I want to bring in my own guy I can trust.
Yep.
Like I said, Harbaugh.
Joe should have been, and I agree, but whoever the Giants representative should have been in Harbaugh's driveway last night like Rex was waiting for you at midnight at free agency.
Like, Harv, let me holler at you, dog. Listen, we ain't got to have no visit. You can just sign right here, brother. What you want? Here's a check. You fill it in.
Is that what it is? Is that what it was with Rex? Did you just sign the check?
No, that's what the Lions said. Lions said, here's a blank check. You fill it out. I was like, I'm good, man. I'm good. That's tempting, but even if y'all was a good organization, I can't be around my family all day. Hell no. Hell no. I'd be
you talk about crazy. The spam calls you get from 313 now. What would it have looked like back then?
People just pulling up to the house. I'd have to get security. Like, yeah, you're not permitted in the house. Come home, cousin in the kitchen just watching TV. Man, how the hell you get in my house, dog? I told security I was your cousin. Man, if you don't get your ass out my house, you're fired.
There's not a discussion to be had right now on either of these teams. Pick up the damn phone and make it happen. And I'm sure the Giants are trying to make it happen, and that's great. And we hear all the positive things about how Harbaugh has a high regard for Jackson Dart and he likes the Giants and all that crap. No. I don't care about any of it. Whatever it has to happen, make it happen. You need to be taken seriously.
That's the problem.
The Chargers, Bart, the Chargers were an awful organization for the longest time. And what did they do? They hired someone serious. They opened up the checkbook and gave him what he needed to get, and he recognized it as a good spot.
Yo, if I'm Indianapolis right now.
Yes! I'm sorry. Shane, it's been a good run. We'll see you later.
It ain't been a good run. They ain't did nothing.
No, exactly. And I was being facetious when I said it's been a good run. It's 3 years of Jack, and you lost 7 in a row to end the year.
And you drafted Anthony Richardson.
You can. This is why you can wait a few days before the season ends. Before you go, or when the season ends, to go and talk.
Yeah, let it settle out. Wait a week. So I wonder how the Giants fans are thinking.
Let's go. And the Jets. I'll hear from them both. Let's go. 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. Also, watch the show. You should go and do that over on YouTube, where we're going to take in some of the YouTube comments as we do every day. Cool Breeze 9815. I have no faith that Woody Johnson would even think about calling JH. The guy's the cheapest billionaire owner in the NFL. See, I don't think that's fair.
No, not.
That's not fair.
You see that facility he built for us?
No, the Jets are not cheap. No, see, this is where you guys get it wrong, okay? Woody Johnson is not cheap when it comes to this kind of stuff. He will open up the checkbook and has many, many times. I think that's unfair. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York app.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
It is slow on the westbound Cross Bronx from the Bronx River Parkway out to the George Washington Bridge. Still about an hour delay inbound to the upper deck. 30 minutes with the lower level. We're down to about 20 minutes each into the city at the Lincoln and the Holland tunnels. Slow on the southbound Harlem River Drive FDR combo from the 130s down into the 60s. You also have delays on the BQE southbound from the LIE down to the Brooklyn Bridge. Northbound is slow coming off the Gowanus up to the Brooklyn Bridge, and slow traffic in Queens on the Van Wyck both ways between the Belt Parkway and the Kew Gardens interchange. I'm Adam Walski for 880 ESPN New York.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. Ball Murray to the net. Score!
The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey, or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat.
Barzell for Horvat, score!
Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
You know the rush when you reach that goal, when something you've worked for pays off. That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply by February 11th and save with no application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
The show is on YouTube, ESPN New York. Go there, subscribe to the page. Watch the show. Watch every show on ESPN New York every day on YouTube at 800-919-3776. It's Bart and Carlin, and we are filled up. We've got plenty of calls. Let's get it rolling. We'll also get more of the YouTube comments in here. Kay Lovitz, John Mayer and company need to hire John Harbaugh by noon. Let's not waste any time here whatsoever. Ozzie is GM. I don't know if Ozzie's going to come back at this point. But you let John Harbaugh do whatever he wants to do. Don't you?
Yeah.
And
I think you're going to have to, especially if you want to keep the price down.
Listen, it's easy for me to get into Woody's pocket and say, well, what are you going to do? It's only $40 million. He can swing it. He can swing it.
How much is our organization worth now?
I believe roughly $10 billion.
That's top 10, right?
Of all organizations everywhere? Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can get a line of credit.
Yeah, I think you can make it work. 800-919-3776. Let's start with Gilberto in Brooklyn on ESPN New York. What's up, dude? How are you?
Yo, I'm good, Colin. I'm good. Colin, I could not believe it when you just mentioned it. Everybody, oh, Bart, my bag, I'm sorry. This thing blindsided me last night. When I'm watching ESPN and I hear breaking news, John Harbaugh, I was like, what? I said, wait a second. Carlin said, how about if this happens? Bart said, how about if this happens? Don said, how about if this happens? And everything led back to John Harbaugh. And I'm like, guys, you're throwing pennies in the fountain or you wishing on a star. The guy's got a MVP quarterback. He's not going to leave. But for the owner to personally fire him, I was shocked, bro.
Listen, I was there.
I was shocked.
Listen, I was there the day that he fired that he fired Billick. And remember, Billick was at the time was a Super Bowl winning coach.
Yeah.
Had always won the games that they have been in. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Steve Bisciotti, he has a feel for these type of things. 18 years. This isn't the first time Harbaugh has kind of job has been on the line. You know, it is a high standard in Baltimore.
Yeah, and it should be. It should be.
They've been in existence 30 years and won 2 Super Bowls.
They have established themselves.
This is the 30th year, I think, too.
They have established themselves as a top organization in the league, as one of the top organizations in the league. Places where players want to go, because they know there's a great deal of stability there. There's a lot to be said for that.
It's crazy. They were
there's stability in winning. It's nuts.
They're basically is an expansion team. They're an expansion team that got guys in the expansion draft. That had to give up guys in the expansion draft. And you talk about his winning percentage. I guarantee you Brian Billick's winning percentage was over 500.
Were they? Well, they moved the Browns. It was still the same roster.
No, everybody left, but they lost a lot of people too, and they had to get new people.
I thought they only had an expansion draft with the
Houston Texans because they lost Jamie Sharper. They lost Jamie Sharper,
but also when they brought the Browns back, I thought they had an expansion team then.
Yeah. Well, all I know is it was 1996, and Ozzie came over with them, but they lost Bill Belichick. They lost everybody. Yeah. And Ted Marchibroda was the first coach.
Yep. David and Elizabeth is next on ESPN New York. What's up, Dave?
What up, fellas? Let's get straight into it, man, because, I don't want you guys to cut me off in a second. All right. Not for nothing, right? So breaking news, Bart always calls it. Even you, Chef, you said that this could happen. And we're here, and it's happening. Willie Johnson, man, not for nothing, bro. You need to do the due diligence right now while we have the money, the draft capital, the state, everything. Please. I know people are going to be like, oh, but he's going to pay Aaron Glenn another $40 million. Yo, brother, you can get police all your life for crazy money. Yo, another 50-40, you could take that on the chin for your organization and for your fan base to be pleased at once, to have something to cheer for, have something to be proud about. Like, not for nothing, I seen all these Jets things yesterday on IG and Facebook, and it's just misery after this, after that. And then they show, oh, yo, these are what the glory days look like. And you know who you see on there? Number 57, your partner. You see him, you see Sanchez, you see Braylon Edwards. Those are my glory days. I need them back. I posted something yesterday showing that, yo, look, this is what my organization looks like when we're functional. We beat the best teams. You saw number 57 and friends giving it to Thanos, who was Tom Brady. Come on, bro. Let's get this together. John Harbaugh will change everything. The money means nothing. Do what's right for us. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Listen, it's more than fair. That to me is where this whole thing lies. Credibility, seriousness. It is like if you watch Succession. Yeah. You are not serious people. Give me that clip. Because right now you're not serious people.
I mean, that Louis Riddick thing it hurts to the core, man.
Yeah. And again, listen, we don't know. I'm hopeful that Aaron Glenn could become a really good coach on the level of a John Harbaugh. I'm hopeful that can happen. I've been toiling. Was it 15 years without the playoffs?
15.
15 years without making the playoffs?
I think it's the longest.
It is. In sports.
North American sports.
In sports, 15 years.
That means the Raiders.
The Sacramento Kings. The Raiders only like a couple years.
Right.
They almost, remember they won with Bisaccia.
That means the Utah Jazz.
I mean, it's those kind of organizations have been there. The Memphis Grizzlies.
The Tigers.
Those kinds of organizations have been there. You have a major, major credibility issue. Now, there's a poll on YouTube right now. Now, this is not a poll that's even remotely fair. Who do you want as Giants head coach, Harbaugh, Stefanski, or McCarthy? Well, Harbaugh is going to run away with that right now. Tomlin's not on there because he's employed at the moment, but now we're getting technical. Right. Exactly. We're worried about that. We can't mention Mike Tomlin because he's got a job.
That could be 4 days. That could be 4 days from now.
To this point, Harbaugh has to be. Right now, if we're operating, I'm ranking Harbaugh 1, McCarthy 2, and then everybody else. But then if Tomlin becomes available, then it's Harbaugh, Tomlin, and McCarthy on a slightly second level. That's it.
You know what's salt in the wound? People are actually saying that LaFleur.
Are you telling me the Packers maybe?
No, not that LaFleur.
Mike LaFleur?
Yeah. Is going to be in the coaching cycle to maybe possibly get a and we fired him after 1 year.
And he went to the Rams.
Yeah.
He went to the Rams. Listen, you have to be taken seriously. That's all there is to it. Can you imagine what the reaction would be?
Tom, we don't have the Why So Serious drop from the Batman, the Joker. Come on, Tom.
Carlin was asking for a succession drop. Now I'm having a seizure. A succession drop, which I'm saving currently.
Tom, why are you not in Bart's brain? That's the place to be.
You know, it's a complicated place to get to. I think I need a passport.
It's really not.
That.
It's really not that hard.
Why so serious?
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every college football playoff game day. That means more chances to level up your picks and turn big moments into even bigger wins. Ride with the favorite, take a shot at the underdog, or build a parlay. Then apply your profit boost and go for bigger winnings. FanDuel is the best place to get into all the football action all playoff long. And when you win, you get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get your college playoff profit boost today. FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every college football playoff game day. That means more chances to level up your picks and turn big moments into even bigger wins. Ride with the favorite, take a shot at the underdog, or build a parlay. Then apply your profit boost and go for bigger winnings. 21 or over in physically present New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
The post-crib assembly press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Here, just get one Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Rich Eisen here. Hiring for your small business can feel like a full-time job, but LinkedIn Jobs AI Assistant takes the heavy lifting out of it. It filters applicants based on the criteria you set and suggests 25 great fit candidates daily so you can invite them to apply and keep things moving. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one 50% off and everyday 0% financing. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope. It's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Go there, watch the show, subscribe to the station on ESPN New York's YouTube page. Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL front office insider, joins us right now as he does each and every week. Mike, it's Chris and Bart. All right, Mike, let's start here. We know, last year you were obviously involved with the 33rd team with Darren Muji and with Aaron Glenn getting hired with the Jets. After year one here, give me what the evaluation is and where the Jet fans should be feeling about this situation.
Yep, good to be with you guys. Look, the record wasn't where anyone had hoped, but, obviously there's a plan in place, a long-term plan, and I think they're set up really well relative to not only draft choices, but salary cap room, and to me, from a football standpoint, the foundation of a very good offensive line, obviously a number one receiver in Garrett Wilson. Depending what happens with Breece Hall, they could have a running back, a good young tight end. So obviously the results weren't where anyone had hoped, but I think there's obviously a long-term plan that's been laid out, and now they're trying to execute on that.
The long-term plan is, I'm assuming, involves a young quarterback being drafted, one in which that Aaron Glenn will be, tied to either his success or failure as the coach. But it seems to be a bigger problem here as far as the national perception of the Jets and the Jets organization. And when you talk about the perception, how disappointing would it be for the Jets to have the type of season that they had to have to be in a position to draft a quarterback if that quarterback decides, much like Peyton Manning did, to say, I'm going back to college because I don't want to play for the Jets?
Yeah, I would be really surprised if that happened. Like, if I was a young quarterback, I would want to go to a place that has a great offensive line that's young and some really good skill players. And Bart, you and I know, like, when you have success in this market, how meaningful that can be. So I actually think this is a great place to be if you're a young player, a young skill player, a young quarterback. And I'd be hard-pressed to understand why, a player wouldn't want to come here. I know running the team firsthand, like, recruiting players to come to the metropolitan area was candidly a pretty easy thing to do.
Mike Tannenbaum with us, but Mike, just to follow up on that, I mean, you understand now that the what the perception is of the Jets in the inability to do that for so long. It happens rarely that a quarterback or that a player would pull that kind of a move, but it's not unprecedented, as you talked about with Manning. How do you, as a GM, try to separate the perception, or if you have to convince a player that this is the place to be, how do you go about fighting through whatever that negative perception is?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Again, if I'm a quarterback, I want to be really well protected. I want to have really good skill players to throw to. And if I'm a young quarterback from a football standpoint, I think the Jets are a really good place to be. And I'd be hard-pressed I'd be surprised if a quarterback said, hey, I wouldn't want to go to that situation for all those reasons.
Well, we know that decision be made, so the head being the barn, he'll have to declare in a minute. But if that's the case, where do you pivot to if this becomes a one quarterback race? Where would you pivot being a general manager?
Yeah, that's a good question, Bart. I would say, look, regardless how the draft shakes out, Dante Moore or whomever else, I do think, you have to look at it both from like a veteran standpoint and a draft choice standpoint. So I would not just put all my eggs in any one basket. I think the number this year, guys, was 62 quarterbacks wound up starting a game in the NFL. So to me, you're going to need depth at that position anyway.
Mike Tannenbaum with us, as he is each and every week on Wednesdays with Bart Carlin on ESPN New York. Mike, John Harbaugh now available. How many teams should be lining up for him right now?
Yeah, how many vacancies are there?
And even some that we're hearing that there aren't vacancies yet, but there might be if he's available.
Yeah, look, he's a great coach. I'm sure he'll have plenty of options. 18 years is a long time, and it just ran its course, and I'm sure he'll have options, and the Ravens will have plenty of options as well.
It's crazy. We can be just one more week away from the same thing happening to Mike Tomlin, because you talk about 18 years. It is a long time, but you also talk about, an organization with a standard as high as the Steelers, that if they see you're batting 0 in 10 years in a row of being one and done, which when we look at their opponent, you give it a little bit more than a 50-50 chance of happening. Can we see that? Like, how would that shake up the coaching carousel if that happened?
Yeah, very similar, Bart. Top of the list, right? I mean, you're talking about a Hall of Fame coach in both John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, and they would both have, plenty of options if they decide they both want to coach. Sometimes in that situation, guys want to take a year off. Obviously, we saw Andy Reid. He left Philadelphia, went right to Kansas City. That worked out. But sometimes you do see these guys, want to take a year off.
Mike, have you ever been in the position where somebody becomes available and all of a sudden it changes whatever your plans were? You go about your business. Let's say you've made your decision that you're going to move forward with whoever your coach is, but there was a decision to be made. But then somebody else like that becomes available. Have you ever seen a situation where that changes what your thought process would be?
No, I mean, look, you have to obviously plan for, unexpected events, and maybe this will change the mind of a team or two. You always have to, weigh that. Context is everything, right? Is it year 1? Is it year 5? Were there injuries? Every situation can be different, but obviously I'm sure there's some teams that are looking at it, Chris, and saying like, hey, we didn't expect this to happen, and, we should consider, making a change based on the fact that, John Harbaugh is now available.
Now, I know we won't get you before, the games are played again. Like, what is the biggest upset you can maybe forecast for this week? The wild card weekend, a weekend in which we thrived in, right? And I think we were underdogs in each one of those wild card weekends. What do you see happening, and who do you see maybe potentially being disappointed?
I think Carolina could beat the Rams. They just beat them at home a couple weeks ago, and they're running it back. Carolina's been a very inconsistent team, but they do turn the ball over. So, look, I don't think Matthew Stafford's going to go in there and throw 3 picks, but, could he turn the ball over once, or could they put the ball on the ground? Absolutely. And then, you get, Bart, as you know, the ball and the lead in a playoff game at home, and you could run the ball. Now you're into a little bit of keep away. Does that get the Rams a little tense? I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I wouldn't be shocked.
Mike, how much would a game like in the college football playoff, where you've got theoretically 1 versus 2, these 2 quarterbacks going against each other with Mendoza and with Moore, as a GM, when you're trying to decide what you want to do and you're at the top of the draft, how much would a game like this play into how you would evaluate him versus the total picture? I know it's part of it, but is it a bigger part than maybe it normally would be?
No, it is definitely a part of it, but, at the end of the day, it's going to be, Mendoza against Oregon's defense, Moore against Indiana's defense, and it should be a heck of a game. Gosh, as fans of the sports that we are, right, starting tomorrow night, Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, what a great 5 days.
Is it anything that Dante Moore can do in this game, in your opinion, that can make you change your evaluation of how you see him as far as being the number 2 pick in this draft, elevating himself to 1?
No, I mean, I really like Mendoza. I think Mendoza is going to be Matt Ryan. I like Dante Moore a lot. He's young. He has great upside. But I just think when you've lifted the program the way he has to beat Penn State, to beat Ohio State, to beat Alabama, I think his athleticism is underrated. I think Dante Moore's going to be really good too. It's not like I don't like him, but I think Mendoza has a chance to be really special.
And last one for me, Mike. Would there be any circumstance, teams aside, just looking at more from an evaluation standpoint, where you would tell him at 20 years old, maybe you would benefit from one more year?
Yeah, well, what's interesting about that? That brings up a whole nother conversation, which is like, do you draft Dante Moore and, I'm just throwing out a name and sign Kirk Cousins and, really go back to the old school of like, we had Chad Pennington for several years before he played. And you just say like, we're not going to be able to get somebody of Dante Moore's ability, again. So let's, get him and and sit him for a year. So I don't think that's something that would be off the table depending on, who winds up selecting him and what else they have, because he is, young and certainly has room to grow and develop and has absolutely immense talent.
Great stuff, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL Front Office Insider. It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, 800-919-3776. Lines are filling up. The Jets, the Giants, and John Harbaugh. It is all there right now on ESPN New York.
Listen up, football fans. Ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Whether it's day or night, hot flashes due to menopause can be unpredictable. That's why there's Veoza, a prescription treatment proven to reduce the number and severity of hot flashes day and night that can start working in as early as 1 week. Based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks, individual results may vary. Talk to your healthcare provider about what this may mean for you. For moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause, Veoza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Veoza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Veoza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ask your doctor about Veoza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or go to Veoza.com. That's Veozah.com. Paid for by Stellus Pharma.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you can put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, this is Mika Zibanejad.
Hey, this is Adam Fox. Catch every Rangers game right here on 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets. So go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
So the Giants are going to interview Mike McCarthy next week. They have already arranged that interview, so he'll get an opportunity there. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, where you should be subscribing. If you haven't done it yet, go there, smash the like button. Let's get going, watching the show right here on ESPN New York's YouTube page. A little bit of Mike McCarthy on some love for Jackson Dart. This was from Pat McAfee's show yesterday.
I love the way he plays, because I think when I evaluate quarterbacks, you look at the in-the-pocket ability versus the out-of-pocket. And what he does naturally, you can't teach. I mean, his ability to make plays with his feet, whether it's stepping up in the A or B gap and coming out off the movement stuff. So, I mean, just the fact that they run him on so many design quarterback runs tells you what the coaching staff thinks of him. So those are all benefits, but it's the in the pocket stuff is always the last thing that is, I always felt the drop back phase is always the real challenge for the guys in the National Football League. So the fact that he is so productive out of the pocket naturally, he just has to be smarter, because the real challenge is, beating teams from in the pocket. This is a 2-minute league. I mean, you look at the games, especially you get the playoffs, 98% of these games come down to the last series of the game. So that quarterback has to win from the pocket to start off with. This young man has an extremely bright future. I mean, I think every quarterback coach in the United States would love to coach this guy, just the way he plays. But he's got to be conscious of his availability.
This was not from yesterday. This is my bad. This was from early in December.
Okay, I'm about to say he's landed on extra thick, because I remember that interview.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Mike McCarthy should be in the rotation of guys to be brought in. I wonder who they're going to bring in for the African American stipulation that they have. I'm trying to figure out. Well, maybe they're bringing Anthony Weaver.
I mean, do you think he's going to get some looks?
Anthony Weaver?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He's very highly regarded.
He's already, I think, on schedule to go to Tennessee.
Yeah.
For that opening as well.
I thought one other too. I thought he was already in one other one as well. But look, however it goes at this point, it's just hard to even justify anybody else other than somebody on that level when you've got two of these guys, in my estimation, on this level. And people knock McCarthy, okay? McCarthy has basically the same record as Tomlin and as Harbaugh.
Right.
Basically does. And had to deal with Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
And won 12 games virtually every year.
Here's the thing, though, too. If you want to say, okay, well, what's some things about Harbaugh that you may not know? Well, Harbaugh never had to really start from the ground up. I mean, for the most part, he inherited a team from Brian Billick that, had one down season like he had this year, but the year before, I believe, we had the best record in football. That's the year. What year did the Colts win the Super Bowl?
Was it 2006 when they beat when they beat the Bears.
Yeah, 2006.
2000. Yeah, because it was early 2007 because I had just gotten married. Yeah,
Right. So that was the year where Brian Billick, we had the best record in football, 13-3, number 1 seed. Steve McNair, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
And so a year or two later, Billick was gone, and he was a Super Bowl winning champion. So he inherited the core of that team. He inherited Ed Reed, Suggs, Nada, myself, Samari Roll. He inherited all that.
And you've told us before, like early, there were some issues there early with him.
Yeah, it was a couple mutinies. You know what I mean? Yeah. He inherited all that stuff.
But he learned it all.
Yeah, and what he did when he got the team, he maintained the team, and they kept winning. But I don't know how far. Maybe the Giants' job isn't a job that's you're starting, with the cupboard bare. But it's definitely not stacked like the team that he inherited. I just always caution people to think that you're going to have a repeat of a situation based just because of the person. You know what I mean?
But isn't it amazing, though, that Harbaugh gets all of this love and attention, and God, they got to hire him tomorrow. And I'm in that ilk, okay? Yeah. And McCarthy doesn't.
Gets none. And he's done it for 2 organizations.
Right. I mean, it is amazing that that's the case. And people will look at McCarthy and I think people just look at McCarthy and see an uninspiring guy.
Right.
They physically, here's what it is. You guys hate fat people.
Yeah.
You hate fat, bald people.
Big
That's what it is. You have no respect for us. That's what it boils down to.
Is Mike McCarthy bald? I've never seen his head.
Balding.
I've never seen his head.
Yeah, I think there's a reason for that. We might, wear the hat because he's hiding that situation.
I used to think that about Jada Kiss. I told you I saw David Harris like a couple years ago. I said, dude, that was voluntary? So you can grow hair?
That's insulting.
Yes.
If you can grow hair and you choose not to, and then later you just decide, you know what, I am going to grow hair, then I'm like, screw you.
You know why David told me he grew his hair out?
Why?
Because his niece was teasing him. Like, you're bald head. He's like, I can grow hair. And he grew his hair out. So
you've never gone completely bald, have you?
No.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
Oh, yeah. No, yes, actually I have. Yeah.
You did?
I did it in college.
College.
I was rebelling.
But that's college.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not when you're a man. That's not when you've grown up.
I don't have a crazy head. Like, it's not like boxed up or nothing like that. So the bald head didn't look bad.
Like right now, if you took it all off and went bald, I would find that personally insulting. Because you don't even have I don't even see a bald spot of any sort.
We be fighting. We be fighting at the top. You know what I'm saying?
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Marvin Patchogue next. ESPN New York. Marvin, what's up?
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning.
Marvin!
Just to piggyback, just to piggyback off the segment you guys was talking about Harbaugh inheriting the Ravens team. My question is, if he were to come to the Jets and do exactly as Glenn and had the same season, would he be on the hot seat? What would the talking points be? That's my question.
I think if Mike Tomlin would have got so to your point, if Harbaugh was here and he was in his first year and he had the season that he had, and then Mike Tomlin got fired, people would be saying, go hire Mike Tomlin. I get what you're saying. Is it because Aaron Glenn's African American? Is that where you're going with it?
No.
Oh.
Where I'm going with it is, when do we have some stability in letting things work themselves out? I'm tired of the revolving door of coaches and.
Well, that's the point.
You're supposed to have
from scratch again.
Yeah, you're supposed to have patience, but then when the top dog, a Hall of Fame coach, it's just like when a Hall of Fame player becomes available. You're like, well, we wanted to be patient, but man, these things don't come around too often.
But let me ask you a question: if John Harbaugh comes in, aren't the Jets finding a way to 9-8 next year?
I believe so.
Yeah, this is the thing. Parcells came in. Jets go 9-7 his first year after they went 1-15.
His brother out there with no offensive line.
Yes, he's neither tackle is there, and he's in the freaking playoffs.
And don't give me that he got Justin Herbert because he did the same thing with San Francisco. Then he did the same thing with Stanford.
Just the question about a fresh start, isn't that equivalent of a first-time coach having a fresh start is, being a first-time coach as well.
Marvin, nobody said anything about Aaron Glenn until Harbaugh became available.
Yeah, nobody was listen.
Nobody was even remotely
fans
thinking.
Some Jet fans were thinking about firing him, but they're frustrated with how this year went. But it was never a realistic discussion.
Right.
Now, this is how it changes. When there is somebody available all of a sudden, then you have to have the discussion. Now, I still do not believe Aaron Glenn's getting fired. I don't think that John Harbaugh wants to come to the Jets.
No.
But if you're Woody Johnson and you're not knocking on the door at least, you're not doing your job because you don't know the answer until you ask the question. And the other question that if you're Woody you could ask is how much? And you might get a different answer.
Yeah, but last thing you want to do is, I guess that didn't count because he wasn't coaching. Do some Phil Jackson stuff.
Meaning?
Or Monty Williams. I don't want to come. $10 million.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, man, I don't want to come. $15 million. Yeah. Nah, man, I just 20. I'll be there tomorrow.
I thought you were talking about Phil Jackson with the Lakers, not the Knicks.
No, the Knicks. $11,000.
Rashad in the Bronx is next on ESPN New York. Rashad, what's up, baby?
Hey, what's up, Bart? What's up, Chris?
What do you got?
So, if before I get to my Giants point, what if Harbaugh decides to go to Vegas and then he competes against his brother every single season for twice a year?
Well, I don't know if Jim's ever beaten John, which is weird, but yeah, I mean,
who cares?
Yeah. Right.
Honestly, who cares? Then he has shunned both teams, and he can go pound sand for all I care.
Right, for a wacky organization.
Honestly, that has no interest in that I have no interest in any of that.
I guess what you're asking us, or in a backwards way, Shadi, is how is the Giants' job viewed as far as all these openings?
Right now?
Yes. I'm pretty much asking that. And if Harbaugh decides to come in and say, I don't want Joe Shane here, I would personally drive Joe Shane out of town. I'll help clean his office out. So ask no questions.
I don't care if Joe Shane is gone. John Harbaugh says, I don't want you here. No, adios. You go. You go now.
It's been real.
Leave. You leave right now.
Now, do we think that somebody like, for the Jets standpoint, you think somebody like John Morton may be able to come here and be a quarterback's coach?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know about John Morton. Obviously, things didn't go well as a coordinator. Yeah. I don't know about his ability as a quarterback's coach.
Well, I'm just saying, Tanner.
Ekstrand?
This is what I'm talking about. What I'm speaking of is opportunities to improve your coaching staff. Clearly, we didn't get the production that we needed from the quarterback position. So not only when you think about the defense coordinators that should be up, you also have to take hard looks in being able to improve your team and staff, especially when you can hire so many people on your staff now to make sure that the team is better. Because, when you have a team that's not good and a team that's trying to find their way, get an identity, you need teachers. You need individualized tutors that can help coach guys up. So I'm just as excited as far as looking at the coaching staff that got fired and seeing how we can improve this coaching staff, because I don't think we had the best coaching staff. If we didn't have the best team and the best product, the best defense coordinators, how can we say we have the best personnel as far as coaching staff?
Look, I get it. You have to do all of those things, but now in the bigger picture, I've got to get the top guy first, right? Don't I have to make sure that I get the guy at the top of the organization right first, and then everything else will hopefully fall into place?
Well, I'm talking about for the Jets.
No, I know. I'm just talking about for the Jets too.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm speaking for it's like, how do we improve this defensive staff? How do we go out if it's somebody that's gotten fired that was well known for being Todd Monken interviewing for the Browns job. That's a Raven leaving.
Well, this is a problem the Jets have right now.
You are not serious people.
They're not. And if you can get that perception of you changed, you have to do everything you can to do that. They put Tomlin onto the poll over on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Thanks for doing that. They still have Stefanski on there. Amazing job. Listen, Harbaugh, Tomlin are the two that should be on that list, and McCarthy. I would put those three on that list.
Could you imagine?
I bet you if you had those three, it's a distant third for McCarthy.
Because here's the thing, though. If Harbaugh is a Hall of Fame head coach, if Tomlin is a Hall of Fame head coach, that means that McCarthy's a Hall of Fame head coach.
Yeah.
Because the same resume.
Exact same resume.
So what a blessing that would be to be able to have a pick of 3 Hall of Fame coaches.
Right now, here's where it is on the poll, all right? You tell me how whacked this is. Harbaugh, 70%. Tomlin, 17%. Stefanski, 7%. McCarthy, dead last, 6%. You'd rather have Kevin Stefanski over Mike McCarthy? You don't know football.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you're talking about.
See? Just came over on a poll.
What?
Dolphins interviewing Chad Alexander as the potential new
GM?
General manager.
Chad Alexander is who, to explain to those who don't know?
Chad Alexander was the person I was saying that if Harbaugh came, he may want him as his general manager. He was the assistant general manager here with Joe Douglas, and now he's out there with Eric DeCoste, and he's the assistant general manager out there. And now he's going to interview to be the general manager. Man, that'd be a hell of a – he went from the Jets, lived in New York, lived in L.A., now he living in Miami. He living a life. And he just got married again.
I'll give you one.
He got divorced when he was here and got married.
I'll give you one. What if John Harbaugh says to the Giants, I'll come. Joe Douglas is my general manager. I would do it in a minute. I wouldn't think twice.
There we go.
I wouldn't think twice if I were the Giants. And that, that's one of those instances where you'd look at it and say, well, he's a failed Jet GM and all that, and I wouldn't go there again.
Not with the talent.
If theoretically you put enough talent in place, we do have to wonder about that talent considering what the results have been. Same thing we're saying about the Giants so far. But you would say that for the most part, the moves that were made were pretty good moves. He got a couple of things really wrong, and that's what killed him. And one of them was the quarterback.
That pretty much was it. Everybody else, to me.
Well, it's the combination of moving on from Sam and then drafting Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
If you had moved on from Sam, but then you had gotten somebody better or drafted better, then you could deal with it.
It's the quarterback.
Yeah. You kind of double screwed that up. How about Gil in Brooklyn next on ESPN New York? Gil, what's going on?
Bart, straight up and down. No crossing and what do you think is Aaron Glenn as a head coach?
I mean, I think that, it's incomplete right now. I mean, we can't say that he was a good head coach this year. We didn't think of anything that his team's done well, and we can't think of anything that he does well as a coach, right? So I think that he's a coach that struggled. And so I can't say he's a great coach because his team was. You can't say anybody's a great coach at 3-13. At 3-13.
Okay.
3
because I'm looking at this whole
you had me
stuff.
At 3.
Everything that's going on. I'm looking at everything that's going on right now.
Yeah.
I think what's the name? Aaron Glenn is going to wind up getting screwed. Even if he comes back next and plays out next year, for the simple fact that people are saying that Muji is the GM only because of Aaron Glenn. Is it Muji? That's the guy there. That's it. Yeah. I think that he's going to wind up getting screwed because they're saying that Muji's only there because Aaron Glenn is
I don't think that's what they're saying.
So
nobody really just said Aaron Glenn hired Muji. What they're saying is that Aaron Glenn is the guy that's in charge right now versus Muji. Now, Aaron Glenn had the tie to Muji through Sean Payton.
Yeah, but Muji's getting credit.
Yeah.
Where Glenn is getting criticized, which sets you up for the day ball /
So can I ask you this question? watching the press conference, listening to the press conference again this morning from yesterday, the power dynamic felt like it had a little shift there toward Muji.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Because Muji got the first round draft picks. Muji got Briggs in here. Muji got
Harrison.
Phillips. He got Bromley here. He was able to dump the Michael Carter money. It's part of the reason that why they are able to. What did they get for Michael Carter? I think we almost forget that they traded Michael Carter. So they should have an extra fifth. I think they got a fifth for him. They traded him to Philadelphia.
Yeah, let me look.
So the Jets should have an extra fifth, and they got compensatory picks as well.
Jets late October for John Mechie and picks. It does not say which picks here. Wait a minute, here. Jets traded Michael Carter and a 7 to the Eagles for John Mechie and a 6.
Okay.
So there you go.
All of a sudden, I smell like nail acrylic.
Those are for next year.
You smell the nail acrylic that's coming in here? You smell that?
No. What's that? Is it like, poison?
No, it's like what people do when you go to nail salons.
Yeah. That's like poison, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like aspartame. What do you call it? That you take it out off the nails?
Acetone.
Yeah.
That can like rip your skin off. The only reason I know about acetone is I one time had a No, I had a 19 what year was this? This is in the 90s. I took a year off from college and I decided now I smell it. Now I got it.
See? Acetone.
I bought a 1985 Mustang GT.
I had to strip the
with
paint.
The T-tops.
Had to strip the paint.
Wasn't the paint, the tinted window on the right side. Had to take off because you couldn't have tinted windows in New Jersey.
So you had to get the adhesive off.
Yes. Had to take it off, and the only way you could do it was with acetone.
You don't smell it strong?
Now I do smell it. Now we're all going to die. You know, there have been like 3 times that we have gotten hit hard by smells. One time it was like Cinnabon, which was amazing.
Like garlic bread.
Another time was garlic bread, and now it's acetone. Why can't I get garlic bread? Why doesn't acetone smell like garlic bread? Why can't I have that? It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Here is the other problem here. I want to get some of these comments in here. Aton Tomlinson on YouTube in the comments section. Harbaugh would only think about the Jets if Woody promised partial ownership after he's done. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I would say the Giants probably behind the Ravens and the Falcons as far as if you are rating the jobs that are open right now. So if you're John Harbaugh, obviously Ravens aside, or if you're Mike McCarthy, which of these jobs to you is the best job? Is it the Falcons? Is it the Giants? Is it the Ravens?
The Falcons are so talented. They got stars on London and Bijan and a good offensive line. The thing is, can you trust Penix? You know, you're talking about his 3rd knee injury. And because what happens is once you get rid of Kirk Cousins, you can go out and get anything because you basically essentially have a rookie quarterback on a rookie deal. So that's so much more money in the pot. And Arthur Blank is considered to most one of the best executives in football. And you go into a division where it's not even loaded.
I'm getting like a headache from that smell, man.
See, I thought I was playing.
Whatever you do, don't light a match. Feels like this room could go up at any second.
We're going to have to open the door and air it out a little bit during the break.
We might have to. Bart Carlin, you know, seriously, I mean, break out here a little bit early right now. You're going to get a headache.
Told you.
We're all going to die.
Like
Bart Carlin.
Like a bloodhound.
At least it'll be on the air. We'll get the content. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page, 800-919-3776, why the Jets have a major problem on their hands with the quarterback situation.
FanDuel is giving all customers a profit boost every college playoff game day. That means more chances to level up your picks and turn big moments into even bigger wins. Ride with the favorite. Take a shot on the underdog. Or build a parlay, then apply your profit boost and go for bigger winnings. FanDuel is the best place to get into the football action all playoff long. And when you win, you'll get paid instantly. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get your college playoff profit boost today. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
1-877-CARS for kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
1-877-CARS for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Make cancer screening a part of your annual healthcare routine. New York Presbyterian offers a full range of cancer screenings, including lung, cervical, prostate, colorectal, breast, and more. Regular cancer screenings could save your life by detecting cancer at its earliest, most treatable stages. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester. Learn more at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hey fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. You should be there. You should be watching. You should be participating because we will get your comments out there. That's right, because Eitan Tomlinson is very excited that I shouted him out. So we did. That's what happens. You become a part of the show. We make you a part of the show. That's all there is to it. Be involved. Jimmy, Los Angeles, next. ESPN New York. Jimmy, what's going on, dude?
Thank you, Chris. Good morning to both you and Bart. This is a question for Bart, and I put it in the chat. Bart, if you were in a key position of hiring at the top of the Jets organization, how do you sell the Jets to a prospective, let's say, head coaching vacancy general manager, either DC or OC positions. How would you, Bart Scott, would make that kind of sell to a prospect?
Well, I will let them know. Let's just go DC because that's probably the easier sell. Not the easier sell, but it's probably the more likely sell job that's going to have to happen. What I would say is that you have two outside pass rushers with tremendous potential. You have a tackling machine in the middle. You have a defensive tackle that's up and coming. But other than that, you have the resources to identify the type of players that you need to fit in your system. You're not tied to any one player, right? You're not tied to any one player, and we have draft equity to get you young, good players with potential that you can mold and that fits your scheme, and you can go out and get older guys because of the space we have. Because on the offensive side, outside of like one offensive lineman, everybody's pretty much already locked up. So on the defensive side, most of your money and your draft equity is probably outside the quarterback position and maybe a receiver is all going defensive. The Jets have 2 first-round draft picks, 2 twos. The 33rd pick might as well be a first-round draft pick. If they want to move back into the 20s like they did for Jermaine Johnson a couple of years ago, they can do that as well because we all know that somebody's going to fall out of the first round that nobody anticipated. And the Jets are going to be in a position to move up and get that player.
Right. Bart, do you think Wink Martindale would be interested, and would he be a fit for defensive coordinator?
Wink likes money. I'm sure he'll be available, to come back to a place where he's familiar and comfortable with.
Well,
but
remember,
not for the same organization.
Everything has kind of changed up in Michigan.
Yeah, exactly.
Kyle Whitney, I don't think he got rid of Wink, but he's still there. I'm sure that Wink up there has nothing to do with recruiting. Like, he's one of the guys that helps close the deal, but it's not like he's going on the road and doing that.
But you're also
I think if he had a choice, he'd rather be in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's where he probably wants to be. Jim Schwartz as well. Like, I know Schwartz may interview for a couple jobs. There's a lot of guys interviewing for the Arizona job. I just saw Anthony Weaver name pop across. I saw
Raheem Morris too.
Yeah, Raheem Morris, Vance Joseph. Has got brought up there. We'll see if you don't see Spags. No, I guess Spags is getting older too.
A little bit, but I think he is going to interview with the Titans.
Yeah,
he is interviewing with Tennessee, so that's one to keep an eye on. I'm surprised that he hasn't come up more with the Giants.
Right,
but he hasn't, and they've already obviously had him as an interim coach before when they fired McAdoo. But listen, having him would be great, but I would much rather put myself in a position of one of these other guys who's been a program builder. But let me ask you this question. We had the comment come up there, the question come up there, regards to the Jets and the defensive coordinator job.
Right.
I was having this discussion this morning with Johnny Pickens. When you have a coordinator position like the Jets, it would scare me as a potential candidate to look at the job just knowing that everybody could be in real trouble next year. Like, this could be a one-year thing, and I don't want to find myself out after 1 year because that hurts my reputation here moving forward.
Yeah, I just left a good spot.
Do you think that is more likely, or do you think it's more likely that a coordinator would come in, a guy like Schwartz would come in and think, well, you know what? They blow the coach out in a year, I might be the head coach.
Correctamundo.
You think it's more that?
Yeah. I think it's like, hey, I can come here and become bigger personality than the head coach.
Well, that's the other thing. How much does the personality factor in for Aaron Glenn when he's hiring one of these assistants? Like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Because the high-level assistant like Schwartz, like Wink, probably wouldn't give a damn about whatever the perception is around here and just say, I'm going to come in and turn it anyway. Because they've got that arrogance to them. But at the same time, they might be thinking about pushing me out of the way to get my job. Meanwhile, the other coordinators who I could hire might be lower-level guys who are just trying to get a chance to be a coordinator or trying to salvage where they are in their career.
Lower-level guys might get your ass fired, though, too.
Exactly.
Because you don't play good, and now you're a bad decision-maker as a head coach. You hired this guy twice. You hired your defense coordinator twice, and you made 2 bad decisions in 2 years. You 0 for 2.
Yeah. That's a bad situation.
And now you want me to sit around and have you hire a third?
I'd rather hire the guy that I knew was better with the and I have to deal with some of the headaches of it.
Yep.
Than anything else. Are you combing your back hair? What are you doing?
No, my back was itching. So
your back. Okay, it's a brush. Your back was itching. Okay, because you were just using that brush on your hair, and now you were just using it on your back, and I'm like, I thought you shaved.
It was my shoulder.
Okay.
First of all, I don't have any hair on my back.
Okay. All right. I do.
Well, what is this? Get him Greek? Alone come Mary? We playing basketball?
I have a little bit of hair on my back if you'd like to see it, but I don't think anybody does. No. Not much.
I'll pass.
It's not, I'm not George the Animal Steel back there.
I've already revealed too much of a hair.
Yes, you have. I'm sorry that I even brought it up. The major issue that I was talking about a few moments ago with quarterback comes with Dante Moore. And this is something, now let's be clear on one thing. There's been nobody from Dante Moore's camp or anywhere that has remotely suggested that he wouldn't go play for the Jets. Okay? This came out of Todd McShay's thing the other day, which was this. This was McShay on his own show the other day.
If you're representing Dante Moore, with the Raiders, you have an organization steep in history, trying to do the right thing, misguided at times, brings in Tom Brady, who can be a source of helping, I feel like next year with a new coaching staff. Would you or would you not, as the representation for Dante Moore, kind of reach out to the Raiders and say, hey, my client's trying to make a decision. We can live with going to 30 of the 32 teams. Maybe it's 31. I can't allow him to go to the New York Jets. And I realize in 2027, maybe he's the 7th pick or the 5th pick or maybe he's the first overall pick and the Jets have all that ammo and they can get him there. He's got an opportunity to go back to Oregon, probably make the same amount of money that he's going to make in his rookie contract. Phil Knight will make that happen. So I can allow my client to go back to Oregon and have another season with a new offensive coordinator because Will Stein's going to Kentucky, or you can pretty much promise me that he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. But we're not one single player in this entire draft, unless they grew up a Jets fan or have some kind of family tie, wants to be a New York Jet.
Who wants to be a Raider?
You can't tell me that the Raiders are so much better of a situation than the Jets are when you don't even know who their coach is.
And in that division, Knicks, Mahomes, Harbaugh, Herbert.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So what? Oh, yeah, I want to go to Oakland. I want to go to the Raiders and face those guys with 3 Hall of Fame coaches.
Well, what is that about from McShay? That's about perception of what the Jets have done over the years. You look at the history, the last 25 years of drafting quarterbacks, hasn't gone great. Hasn't gone well.
Name me the quarterback that the Raiders have developed. You want to say Derek Carr? Okay. They wasted the number overall. This ain't their first bite at the apple at the number 1 overall draft pick.
No, it's not. Jamarcus Russell? How'd that go?
Yeah.
There were plenty of those kinds of guys, too. I think the Raiders are the wrong people for him to be pointing to.
Right.
Like, if you're talking about being the number 1 overall pick, then okay. But Manning was, too. And he didn't, whether Peyton Manning didn't want to be a Jet or he didn't want to play for Parcells because Parcells was supposedly a quarterback killer, whatever the reason was at the time, or, frankly, Parcells didn't necessarily want Manning, who knows? Who knows? But the bigger issue becomes this. This was Louis Riddick this morning on with DiPietro and Rothenberg. How does this continue to be a problem for the Jets because of perception? This is him asked about the possibility of Dante Moore going back to school to avoid the Jets.
Of course, and it sucks. It sucks for New York, but that's the reality. The reality is we aren't the only ones who are aware of what New York's reputation is and how much your surroundings play a part in ultimately what your development is going to be and what your career is going to look like. You think Dante Moore doesn't know that? You think Fernando Mendoza doesn't know that? You think these guys aren't aware of, hey, look, man, where I go is as important in terms of destination.
How high you go. It doesn't even matter. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Of course.
That's what these kids now are more aware of that than ever. We talk about it nonstop. Look, New York has to make sure before we sit here and debate which quarterback's a better fit, which quarterback would be better for the New York. New York needs to just kind of look internally and get their own stuff together, man. Because right now, with the way that season finished, and as much as I've talked here on our spots numerous times about how much I respect Aaron Glenn, so that season could not have ended worse. It could not have ended worse. And there is nothing but questions surrounding New York, and Aaron sounds like he's aware of that. And they're going to have to meet that head on. They right now, the reality is whatever they're doing right now, they're sitting in the staff meeting right now, meeting front office, ownership, coaching staff. They need to be facing the fact that there's quarterbacks right now that are looking at the order at the top of the draft, and they're sitting there going, man, I may rather go back to school than play for that football team if they're going to select me, meaning the Jets. That is not the kind of reputation that you want. And that is not the kind of conversation that you want to be having. But that better be one of the conversations that are being had in New York, because that's the reality.
Look, it's something that you have to deal with not just from a quarterback perspective, but from the people wanting to be part of the organization perspective.
Yeah, and that's what led us to say, well, maybe if a guy like Harbaugh came here, which would be out of the norm to hire a guy, and but it's a unique situation. It's not every day that a Hall of Fame coach. I believe Andy Reid got traded. Did he get traded to Kansas City?
No, he got fired by Philadelphia before that happened.
Okay, guys
so
like
he just
Sean
went on
Payton,
his own.
yeah, Herm Edwards.
Sean got traded, and because he had quit, and they still owned his rights.
Holmgren,
yeah, yep.
Herm Edwards,
yep. That was like a 4th round pick.
Yep. So it does happen. It's about credibility. But I just can't see a young man saying, I want to come out, but I'm not going to come out because I'm the number 2 pick. And the number 2 pick is the Jets. Because to be able to get in this and get in NFL is not easy. And, yeah, he's at the point where he knows he's going to be a professional. Not everybody can say that. But, man, going back to college and getting injured can mess everything up.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN, Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, 800-919-3776. This is not something the Giants can just let pass. It is not. I don't know why there wouldn't be more demand for this to happen. The lines are open for you to discuss next on ESPN New York.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead.
Really?
That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's Second Chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York and New Jersey only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back and unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In New Jersey, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
Listen up, football fans. You ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one 50% off and every day 0% financing. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals on ESPN Radio. Go! Thursday in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
From 47 yards, he got it!
Ole Miss faces Miami.
And it's intercepted! It's going to be a Miami pick six!
Then on Friday in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. It's Indiana, Oregon. The College Football Playoff Semifinals, 7 Eastern.
Thursday and Friday on 1050 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Michael Kiz to the Kizzy.
Michael's in the house.
Gracious with his presence.
He'll be here later on.
He got the quarter zip with the half zip with the coat. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Another quarterback has entered the draft. Ty Simpson from Alabama.
He hurt himself with that. He might need to stay back in.
Yeah, maybe you should stay.
he might need to hit the portal.
That might have been one of those guys like I told you Joe Milton a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
With Tennessee. He's thinking about staying. You know what? Why don't you go get ready for the draft? We're good. We're good.
Didn't we see Joe Milton the last with the he's the reason why we got the number 2 pick.
The Cowboys? Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Be there and be watching the show. This is from
Lou Anarumo.
No, Nana F. What's up with Lou Anarumo? Is he going to interview somewhere?
For the Giants, I mean.
I'm sure he will. I think he is.
Why would you bring him in?
Hey, listen, they're going to bring everybody in. They're going to have everybody on the list.
You better place that offer. Keep playing around like, oh yeah, we're just doing our due diligence. Like, you know what? I just signed. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Let everybody else, let Joe Shane handle the interviews, and if you're John Mara or you're Steve Tisch behind the scenes, you get the Harbaugh thing done. That's what you do. That's what you do. You don't waste any time on that. This is from Nana F. Let's see. Media guys ignore the obvious. Some guys are just regular guys who should never be hyped. Tyler Shuck is 6'5", overperforming in his first year. Nobody ever talks about him, yet we talk about Shedeur daily. Well, Tyler Shuck does not have Shedeur Sanders' name, first of all.
And we talked about Tyler. We talked about Shuck and whether we felt like they found their quarterback. But you're not going to talk about a team that's not relevant.
Nobody cares about the Saints.
Right.
Why would we be talking about Tyler Shuck?
Just so people know, I think Shedeur has the second highest sales as far as jerseys. So he's definitely top 5 for jersey sales. So clearly he has a base in the audience because people have been watching him since he was on reality TV as a kid.
Well, that's the problem. Is not the problem. That's what people are ignoring. Is that for some guys there are top NFL jerseys feature surging rookies or feature, let's see, for 2025, Jaden Daniels, Shedeur Sanders.
Right there.
Mahomes,
you can start right there.
Josh Allen.
You can start right there. Look at the
Saquon
company.
Barkley.
Look at the company he's with.
I mean, it's a Browns jersey, too. It's like, ugh.
Right.
It's not even.
I like the white one.
You like the white Browns jersey?
Yeah. White one's the brown one. They got the orange one.
Yeah, it's orange one. Well, the only orange jersey I like is the cream. No, oh God, no. The creamsicle Buccaneers orange.
Oh,
that's top notch.
That's like pastel.
Yeah, that looks phenomenal.
It's a soft orange.
A couple of the other comments here on Harbaugh and on other coaches that they're talking about. We got a comment. This is Dave in the YouTube chat on Harbaugh. Giants cannot come out of this without a coach that is going to set a precedent, not precedent's the wrong word he's looking for, but is going to set a culture as well for what they're trying to do. This is the point. Right now, the Giants and the Jets.
You are not serious people.
You're not. And you need to be in a position to change that. And that's why when someone like Harbaugh becomes available, you have to do everything you can to hire that guy. And it's unfortunate that we would talk about the same thing with Aaron Glenn, but we would. Because Harbaugh has a history. And the history for him is one of sustained success over a long period of time.
Why is history important?
Because if you ignore it, you're bound to repeat it.
And history is an indication of future outcomes.
Right, that too, whatever. Bad history, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of little sayings about history and paying attention to it.
I expect you to know the one I was quoting.
Well, that's fair. I should have.
But our audience gets
it is the best predictor of future outcome. Absolutely. Does anybody think that John Harbaugh would become the coach of the Giants or the Jets and then next year win 5 games? No.
Yeah.
No, there's not. Like, right now, Bauer, as a Giant fan, if Harbaugh becomes the coach of the Giants, what is your expectation for wins next year?
At least double. That's what I would like to see under that type of leadership and that type of coaching.
So 8 wins.
Ideally, I want double, so that would be 8 wins.
Yeah, and that's not outlandish. That's what happens when you bring that kind of coach in. They have expectations because they have done it before. And it's all based in what's going to happen based on the culture that they set. And I hate the word culture. It's so freaking overused. It drives me nuts. But it also is a very real thing. A very real thing. When you're somebody who has been around the winning and then you go to a situation that's losing, it's pretty damn tough. It's like when they talk about, Bart,
all Ohio State guys that go to play for the Jets.
Well, no. I was going to say, and you could probably, well, you couldn't speak to this, but I guess it's better to have been poor and never been rich than to be poor, then be rich, and then be poor again.
Yeah.
Because you know what it's like to be rich, and you know how great it can be.
It's like Rocky, right?
Yeah.
When he say he went full circle, when he beat up Tommy Morrison, he took my room.
But let me ask you this. Who's taking investment advice from Paulie? Honestly, isn't that on Rocky? Did he go bankrupt because of Paulie?
Yeah, I think
Didn't
so.
he, Paulie, invest in some things that he shouldn't have? Isn't that why Rocky went bankrupt?
Hey, Rocco, I spent some. I can make some money on. I can make some money on some bets. Like, yeah, you want to do?
This is the same clown that you had to go basically pick up at the bowling alley because he had just smashed your pinball machine with a bottle of scotch. Let him invest your money?
I got 2 watches.
Nobody done nothing for Paulie. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
New York Presbyterian treats more heart patients than any other hospital in New York. From common to complex conditions, our cardiologists and heart surgeons are pioneers in advanced heart care, leading the way in minimally invasive treatments for faster recovery times. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital based on U.S. News and World Report 2025 to 2026 Cardiology, Heart, and Vascular Surgery Rankings.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Listen up. Ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Rich Eisen here. LinkedIn Jobs is stepping things up with their new AI assistant so you can feel confident you're finding top talent. Get this. Employees hired through LinkedIn are 30% more likely to stick around for at least a year compared to those hired through the leading competitor. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all. And they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I want John Harbaugh as coach of this team. He likes the Giants. He likes Dart. They like him. This needs to get done. And then you're going to get the people. His record in the postseason is barely above 500. He's only been to the Super Bowl one time, and he hasn't been to the Super Bowl in a decade. And get me to the point where every year, if I don't go to the Super Bowl, that's a disappointing season. Get me there.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
That's right. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, noon on ESPN New York's YouTube page, where you should be watching, commenting. We will get your comments in on the show throughout. 800-919-3776. I'm Carlin. He's Bart. This is what?
The Power Hour. Giants, we got a coach, baby. Let's go get our coach.
That would be John Harbaugh, who is now available after getting fired yesterday.
Let's talk about Mike McCarthy.
Oh, well, that would be fine, too.
I'll take him, too.
Either one of them's good because they're both over 600 winning percentage in their career. They both won a Super Bowl. Mike Tomlin's there, too. People were pointing this out earlier. Mike Tomlin has won one. He has been to 2 Super Bowls. That's all fine. They're all pretty much the same guy. When you look at what the results are, they're all the same guy. And for me, if you don't walk out of this without him, or you're just, it's been a complete waste of time.
I mean, the Giants, everybody and all Giants fans
one of those guys.
All Giants fans assume that they're the best job available. They're the best show in town. We don't know what these guys are looking for. You know, that's the whole thing. What are you really, truly looking for as far as these coaches? What type of situation are you looking for? Are you looking for a place where you can go in there and you can say, hey, I'm going to build this from scratch. It's going to be my show. I mean, because you talk about 3 Hall of Fame coaches, have they not earned the right to do it their way, to get a little bit more power? Now, I'm not saying the Bill Belichick power where they're the general manager and they're shopping for the groceries, but shouldn't they have the opportunity, the same opportunities that Liam Cohen had, to be able to say, I want to pick my general manager?
Yeah.
Well, you don't. That's not offered here with the Giants. And so I guess
until you tell them I want to do that, and otherwise I'm leaving.
But I'm the guy.
It might be offered.
See, but then what about the steering that Shane can do to steer you with his endorsement for the guy that he knows that likes him back?
Here's the problem. Joe Shane has nothing to do with the steering when it comes to John Harbaugh. Nothing to do with it. Like, he doesn't have to steer anybody anywhere because the ownership is going to say, why are we not talking to John Harbaugh? And Shane's been the one that's been calling about Harbaugh.
Well, we know that McCarthy's coming Monday, right?
Next week, yeah. Don't know what day specifically.
By this time next week, we can be like, oh, McCarthy's coming in. Oh, God, hold up. What did you say, John? Mike Tomlin just decided to part ways with the Steelers. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And all of a sudden, it becomes an amazing coaching market. And those guys are about to get paid.
Bill Belichick's like, yeah, damn.
And I can't even get an interview.
Damn.
Well, that's what makes this all the more interesting. But from a Giant perspective, and from certainly as much a Jet perspective, this should change some of your plans.
See, I don't think people are seeing it that way, saying that this from a Jets perspective.
Because I don't think people believe that Woody Johnson will see it that way. And Woody Johnson should be seeing it that way. If you're an organization that has a perception problem and you're not taken seriously, unfortunately, you're in the position where you have to be paid, or you have to pay a lot more to be taken seriously. John Harbaugh walks in the door, and immediately the Jets are taken seriously. That's just fact. That's the way it is. John Harbaugh walks in the door, and the Jets immediately win 7 to 8 to 9 games next year. Immediately.
So immediately, we are serious people.
Right. Exactly.
Because right now, we...
He turns to me,
And
he says, "Why so serious?"
You got it in there. Why so serious? Oh, I used to love that. Stevie Johnson used to have that on when he used to hit Revis. Only person I've ever seen give Revis trouble was Stevie Johnson.
Still, by far, the absolute best villain I've ever seen in a movie.
Yes.
Period.
Crazy.
By far.
I hate
Not even close.
And blame
he blew away Jack Nicholson.
And blame the Olsen twins for why we don't have them.
Hang on a second. What is that? Why are the Olsen twins to blame for?
Who do you think he was doing drugs with? That was his girlfriend.
I don't remember
specifics
about what happened. These are all alleged things. I don't know. Let's be careful.
Okay, the Olsen twins. Not the twins. There's one twin. Was it Mary Kay and
Ashley?
Ashley, right?
Yes.
They had a hell of a run selling stuff for a while. We ain't heard from them in a minute.
They're still out there every once in a while. Isn't one of them still out there every once in a while?
No act. We talk about what happened like to Macaulay.
Their sister is out there. It's a third sister. There's a third Olsen. I didn't know there was a third Olsen.
You know what I'm saying? Because like Macaulay Culkin, we haven't seen. Never mind.
Third sister, Elizabeth Olsen.
Elizabeth Olsen.
Okay. She's the normal Olsen. Rest of both, the Mary Kay, they got too much too early, man. They were worth $1 billion early.
But I digress. The issue, though, is you need to be an organization that has your blank together. And the perception right now is that they are not. And it's nothing against Aaron Glenn. He might be that coach in a few years. John Harbaugh is that coach right now. The Giants are the organization that does not have their blank together. John Harbaugh immediately does that for you. People don't believe, and I don't know if it's perception. I don't know what it is. It might be you're all a bunch of rabid anti-fatites, and you don't want to have Mike McCarthy in there because he doesn't look impressive to you because he's just a guy with a whitish beard, balding, and fat. And as a guy who has a whitish beard, balding, and fat, I take remarkable exception to not be taken seriously. But I get it. I know why it happens. But the history of the winning is there for all of those guys. And this is why it immediately changes the direction in which you're headed. Harbaugh comes across as a no-nonsense guy. McCarthy comes across as a guy that might let you get away with anything. You know what I mean? Does McCarthy look like a disciplinarian at all?
McCarthy, people are looking at McCarthy like Uncle Buck.
Yes. Yes. But it turns out Uncle Buck knew what the hell he was doing.
Exactly.
And they loved Uncle Buck.
You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the movie, they loved Uncle Buck. They didn't want Uncle Buck to leave.
When he threw his ass in the trunk.
Exactly. Go get Bug, throw him in the trunk, hit a golf ball at him. That's what Uncle Buck will do. Uncle Buck will bring the drill into the party.
Exactly. Gonna get that door open.
Oh, God.
Like, McCarthy is the John Candy of coaches.
Well, and you know what? Turns out, hey, how about Cool Runnings? He's pretty damn good coaching that, wasn't he?
Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Tom, you don't never see this movie? It's
you never seen
bobsledding
Cool
time.
Runnings?
Hell no, I ain't never seen no Cool Runnings.
God. Come on. Cool Runnings great
In
movie.
Jamaica, got a bobsled team. Tom, you need to get cultured, man. Jesus Christ. You need to hang out with more black people.
Yeah, I've been told this before.
That you need to hang out with more black people?
More so the first part, but I guess the second part now, too.
Yeah.
In Jamaica, got a bobsled team.
Tom, you want me to get
They got to get it right.
Tom, you want me to get a disclaimer made for you?
We might need one pretty soon.
Tom finds what's going on in music, but he cannot comment on it. He values his career entirely too much. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. And listen, the perception is reality. That's the biggest problem of the ball. And the other problem that the Giants have, no matter how high they have on their list, and like I see Connor Hughes had this out there from SNY, that he is their number one priority. That's great. That's That's what it should be. Here's the problem.
Well, let's say this. According to his agent, Brian Harlan, within 45 minutes after John Harbaugh was fired, 7 teams reached out to him about seeing if John Harbaugh would be interested in becoming that team's particular head coach. Now, let's do the math here. There are currently 7 NFL teams with head coach openings, including the Baltimore Ravens. That means that there was at least one, and my understanding it's more, teams that have current sitting acting head coaches that reached out to John Harbaugh's agent, Brian Harlan, to see if John Harbaugh would be interested in going to that city.
Did Muji pull a Joe Douglas on Adam Gase?
He might have. He might have. Now that it feels like Muji's got a little more power. But then what's going to happen? John Harbaugh's going to say, Muji, get the hell out of here. He'll get rid of him too.
Wow.
Listen, point is, you have all of this competition for this guy. So it's going to boil down to not just how much you can pay him, not just how much you're paying his staff and his assistants, but also, is this a great situation to win? The Giants do check all those boxes. And here's the best part. The other best job that's open right now is the one he just got fired from.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to be competing with them.
This is the crazy part, right? Harbaugh aside, we've been saying that the Giants were the best job ever. The Ravens is now the best job open.
I think that's fair. Absolutely they are. With Lamar Jackson, absolutely they are.
So if Harbaugh goes somewhere else,
that's really a kick in the pants.
Then the Giants.
If you're Harbaugh, where would you go? I'm just
Atlanta.
You would go to the Falcons over the Giants. Why would you go to the Falcons over the Giants?
Great ownership, an extremely underachieving roster.
Is Arthur Blank a great owner?
I think so.
What makes Arthur Blank a great owner?
I don't think he meddles.
Okay.
I think he provides the teams with everything that they need. I mean, hell, he built it. He get half off on building supplies. You see what he just did with the stadium. I think.
By the way, at their concession stands, they have like the old school pricing there too, where they don't charge $9 for a soda.
Because he basically bought the wood and brought it and wrote it off because he owns Home Depot.
Exactly, brought everybody in.
Yeah, he was like, he did that. He did that at cost. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you want a hot dog for 99 cents? Go ahead. You think you're in an episode of Happy Days?
I'm just picturing Arthur Blank driving up in a truck with a bunch of steel and lumber in the back. Yeah, we're going to go put up this side today, west side of the stadium.
Let's renovate something. Tom, Happy Days was a time where, 3 of the greatest future movie directors resided, and Mr. Miyagi.
3 of the greatest. Ron Howard, who else was a great movie director?
Our boy, the Fonz.
Well, he wasn't a great movie
Harry
director.
Winkler.
Was he a great actor? He's a great actor.
No, he produces movies. Harry Winkler. Yes.
Harry Winkler?
That's what he's known for.
No, he's not. He's known for being a Fonz, and he's known for being a really good actor later on.
No, he's a director.
I think you might be thinking of Ron Howard, who was also in Happy Days.
No, we said Ron Howard at the beginning.
And Henry Winkler.
I don't know that he's known for being.
All right, let's ask Gemini or whatever the hell this thing is.
He's not a movie director?
We're consulting the internet. Hang on.
Come on, man. Sunday, Monday, Happy Days. What you think?
Henry Winkler films directed. 1993, Cop and a Half.
There we go.
1986, A Smoky Mountain Christmas.
There we go.
Memories of Me.
There we go. Is he a writer?
Which was Billy Crystal in 1988.
Is he a writer?
Not really.
He's something, man.
Oh, he's an author. He's not like a writer of movies. He's an author.
Okay, close enough.
So he's directed 4 things, but I mean, one of them is a Smoky Mountain Christmas. Come on, let's not say that he's known for that.
Hey, that's
like saying that I'm
underrated.
I'm known for the 16 pounds I've lost since I've gone on the shot.
Sunday, Monday, Happy Day.
That's why he's known, and he's
you 16 down?
16. You can't even tell though.
Yes, you can.
Not really.
I can see it in your back.
In my back. My face is the only place I want you to see it.
You're sitting up straighter. Listen, just think. How many months did it take you to get down 16?
Oh, like 3.
3. So project 45 pounds.
By 2036, I'll be at my ideal weight.
This thing, 13 pounds every quarter. So by the time we get to football season, by the time we get to the what's the thing we do, the summer blast thing?
You mean the beach blast?
The beach blast
or beach
party,
yeah,
whatever.
Beach blast. He'll have the powerhouse, the powerhouse lift shirts where it come in front and the nipples are out and then you can see the whole side.
All of a sudden, that whole white linen outfit doesn't look so bad.
You're gonna be looking like Scott Steiner, baby. You know what I'm saying? Before he's Big Papa Puff.
I'll wear the giant metal headpiece.
That's Rick Steiner.
That was Rick Steiner?
Yeah, Rick Steiner.
No,
Big
that was
Papa
Scott Steiner.
No,
Wasn't it Scott Steiner?
No, Rick is the one. Scott is the one that ended up becoming Big Papa Puff.
Big Papa Pump.
Rick is the one with the one that always got beat up.
Yeah, Chris isn't talking about the wrestling headgear that Rick wore. He's talking about the
No. I'm talking about the silver thing
yeah. Okay, I'm about to say the Frank.
It's like metal mesh.
I really be funny. Oddly enough, I like Scott Steiner when they used to come out in the Michigan jackets.
Yes, when they're the Steiner brothers.
Because he had the Frankensteiner. Like when
right.
he throw you there.
That was that was a tremendous move.
I am surprised he never broke his neck. He jump up, catch you, and do a backflip and throw you over him
with his legs.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the Frankensteiner was a devastating move.
And man, the belly to back, Jesus Christ.
Ooh, that's rough too.
His brother, which his face suggested he was the tougher one, but always got his ass kicked.
And he just barked. Yeah, and he wore the stupid wrestling headgear. Yeah, that was stupid. I agree.
I had no idea why he was protecting his brain.
I always got, whenever they called him Big Papa Pump, I always got that confused with Buff Bagwell. Yeah. That guy was such a loser. Talking about getting your ass kicked. Every time that guy got his ass kicked.
He had the loser tattoo of the day too. The barbed wire. I'm so happy. I never knew anybody that kind of went into barbed wire.
The barbed
tattoo,
wire around the arm.
Yeah, the barbed wire. Yeah. If you talk about one of the trends we should take back, that was definitely one of them. Most people got them covered up.
How about Dave in the car phone next on ESPN New York? Dave, do you still have your barbed wire tattoo, or did you get it covered up?
I got actually my fraternity brand on my arm. I never got a tattoo. Even when I was in the Corps, I never got
You got
tattoo.
it branded into your arm?
Are you a Q?
I got a fraternity brand. I'm a Sigma.
Sigma?
Ah,
Sigma. Got that nice little burn.
So
did you? I always wonder about that. I always wonder about that. Did it keloid up, or how did you cool off? Like how long were you hot?
Well, here's the thing, and this is a really gory story. I'll make it quick. When it keloided up, it was probably 2 months after I got the brand, right? And then I was in Marine Corps boot camp. So it looked keloid up, but the flesh underneath was actually still loose. So a drill instructor who was a Q dog, he grabbed it and he squeezed it and it popped open in the corner. That's just one of many stories. But it actually ended up keloiding well. But that's a gory story, man. But here's my thing today, guys. Let me put it out there. This is please help me out. I've called in a few times, and I said the Giants' job, even before Harbaugh, wasn't the most attractive job. And, Bart, you helped me out with that today. When you were offered to play with Detroit Lions, I believe you mentioned earlier, they were like, just write out what you want and come play for your team. And you were like, I'm not going there. It's very hard, I think. As much as we love New York, let's look at the Giants and break it down. That the head of the organization, the head of the empire, has rapid failing health. The person that's put in charge temporarily has established a losing culture. And then when you look at their players, they're really not proven. Carter is nowhere near what they thought he was going to be this year. You don't know how Dart's going to pan out with his style. You don't know how Scatterboo's going to pan out. He's kind of like a rock'em sock'em type of runner. That won't last long. And then you got Neighbors, who's good, coming off a knee injury, but he's going to be coming up on a contract. He's a receiver. He's bound to turn into a diva. I'm just being realistic. New York, a great place to coach. But if you want to go somewhere and maybe work with an icon like Brady and get the number one pick, it's a better job situation. It's a better tax bracket.
Dave,
what are your thoughts on that?
Well, Dave, before we let you go, I think this Brady stuff is something that people that are fans are enamored with. I don't think players look at Tom Brady as somebody that we've never seen him build anything. He went somewhere and he was a great
This is true.
field general, but we've never seen him actually come up with the strategies, right? So I think people are overrating the fact, the Tom Brady's here. Like, nobody can. Listen, we live in a time where people and young kids don't respect nothing old school. So they ain't saying, oh, man, I'm going there because Tom Brady. Man, I don't care about no damn Tom Brady. Don't nobody care about Bill Belichick. You see how we Bill Belichick's the greatest winning coach alive. Do you see how we talk about Bill Belichick? He's a punchline. Like, so don't think that, people want to go and how many people are knocking the door down to hire Bill Belichick? We just assume, man, Bill Belichick's available. Like, nobody care about no damn Tom Brady. And like you talk about, because he got the number one pick, we've seen that organization screw that number one pick up as well, and they ain't got no players. Who they players? Jamal Adams?
Max Crosby, and you don't even know if you're going to have him because you ticked him off.
Man, you got two players. You don't have a good offensive line. You got three. Maybe Genty, Crosby. That ain't enough to win.
No.
That's 3 out of 22.
Yeah. No, it's not enough. And that's a real issue. And you traded away a guy that was a decent player in Jacoby Myers because you weren't going to give him an extension.
We heard Tannenbaum say that he really liked the Tennessee job because of Cam Ward and all the draft equity and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just assume that the Ravens are now the number one job, right? Because we know that team, you don't have to do nothing to it, and it can compete for a championship if Lamar stays healthy, right? I told you the Atlanta Falcons, I think it's the biggest disappointment. That's why they got fired, because technically they got the same record as everybody within the division. They won 8 games. So we know they can easily win 10 games and win the division next year with the young talent that they have. Then I think you start considering, okay, is the Giants a great job, or is the fact that maybe Mendoza can be picked with number one and he can be just as good. The reason why we think the Giants is a good job is because they found their quarterback. We think they found their quarterback. But if Mendoza is good and that's advertised, then does that not make the Raiders a great job? Because you have a great tight end with a great quarterback, and they got to have hell of a salary cap space. Who the hell are they paying? So, and they got a rookie quarterback now. So they ain't got to pay nobody for 5 years. So they should be able to spin. Right? So maybe it's the Giants. So you're the third best job. So let's say you get the third best coach.
Raiders right now for this coming year have $88 million in cap space. Only the Chargers, Titans have more. Giants right now, as far as cap space, and not so much. They got a lot of work to do as far as
right. They got to get rid of a lot of old contracts.
Yeah, exactly.
They got to get rid of probably like you think about the Okereke. They got a lot of money on the books. So, but
two teams that have got massive salary cap room.
Well, the Jets will be one of them. They'll have like 90.
They're up there at the top. Right now they've got 66.4. But the Rams and Seahawks both have a lot of cap room.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Why? Because all their defensive players are
young.
They're on those first contracts.
And Sam Darnold signed for $30 million, basically $35 million.
Yep.
So your quarterback ain't making nothing either. That's why they just signed Cross to $100 million. I think $50 million. I think the Patriots got like $35 or $50 million.
Patriots right now,
like 40 or 50,
have got 45.
Yep. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because they got a cheap quarterback.
Well, that's what happens. And you're in that position. So the Jets are talking to us about all of their draft capital, all of their cap room. All right, those are interesting positions to be in.
That only means
it helps.
It only means something if you get a cheap quarterback, because that's going to give you a window like people don't realize. We won with Sanchez. What did Sanchez allow you to do? Jason Taylor. No, we got Calvin Pace and Brian Thomas. Let's just go. Yeah, come on over. All right.
Sanchez, basically, they were going with a rookie quarterback, so they were able to bring you in.
Chris Jenkins, come on over. Alan Faneca, you can come too. All right, while you at it, tell Braylon and Santonio Holmes that they should come over. And then on the way, You know what I'm saying? I don't know what baby mama house he had, but go find Antonio Cromartie. Tell him we'll take him too.
Game time brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Telly time tonight. Knicks hosting the Clippers.
Ooh, listen.
Madison Square Garden.
The person that we said could make the list could be back on the list. Kawhi Leonard been on a heater.
He has.
And when Kawhi's Kawhi.
What have they won, 7 of 8 now?
Yeah, and when Kawhi's Kawhi, he's better than Brunson.
7:30 tonight. Coverage begins 7 o'clock right here on 880 ESPN. 7:30.
Tom, don't be shaking your damn head.
Hey, Nets are hosting the Magic over at the Barclays Center.
Who cares?
Exactly. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York. Somebody who has seen these young quarterbacks coming out in the draft up close and personal will give us a little preview of all the college football playoffs coming up next on ESPN New York.
When a trophy is raised, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it never really is. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today.
Wednesday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Is John Harbaugh the Giants' top choice for head coach?
I have a singular focus right now. I want John Harbaugh as coach of this team. I will scream it from the rooftops. This is what needs to happen. He's available. He likes the Giants. He likes Dart. They like him. They want him. They're going to bring him in for an interview, it sounds like, this weekend. This needs to get done.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
All the way over Barzell, score! New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite award show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply by February 11th and get your application fee waived. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Get your application fee waived through February 11th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube page. In just a moment, the great Ian Fitzsimmons will join us. He, of course, of ESPN Radio's coverage of all the college football each and every week. He has got the Fiesta Bowl that is tomorrow night in Arizona. State Farm, it's Miami and Ole Miss, and he's been around Indiana and Oregon plenty as well, so you can give us good perspective on Dante Moore and on to Fernando Mendoza and what they have done this year. So Ian will join us in just a moment. We've got the coverage on 1050 in ESPN New York. Looking forward to that as well. We've had a lot of discussion today around Harbaugh, around the Jets, around the Giants, and really specifically more about the Giants. The Jet stuff, though, it really needs to be a lot bigger part of the discussion, and it really hasn't been yet. We will get to more of it here in just a few moments at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Right now, though, anyone? Tell Fitzsimmons to shut up off the air. He won't.
You know how many times Fitz has saved me?
I know.
Day 2.5, day 3. I have no clue.
Fitz is doing his own show for Tom Bauer, our producer, and for Ray as well, as opposed to just coming on the show. Hi, Fitz.
Well, because I don't like either one of you, so I might as well talk to them.
Ian Fitzsimmons is part of all the coverage. He is, as he hates it when I call him this, the mayor of college football. And he joins us right now. He's got the Fiesta Bowl tomorrow night with Ole Miss and Miami. And then, of course, on Friday on ESPN Radio is Oregon and Indiana as well. But let's start here because we've had a lot of discussions today around Dante Moore and around Fernando Mendoza. I want to just start with those guys before we get to your game.
Yeah.
Give me your take on both of these guys that you have seen up close. And for specifically, let's start with Moore and just whether or not he is going to benefit from staying another year, or is he the guy that is worth going out and drafting at the top of the draft if you're the Jets and you have the number 2 pick?
All right, Carlin, there's a lot to unpack here. And Bart, you can weigh in at any moment. And I'm going to invoke the name Bill Parcells because Bill Parcells once told me when he was coaching the Dallas Cowboys and I was covering the Cowboys that he would never, ever draft a college quarterback that wasn't at least close to, if not over, 30 starts. He wants experience. He wants to see them evolve. That's one of his quarterback commandments. Another one was, don't become a Hollywood quarterback, which Tony Romo did turn into. Remember him on stage with that cheesy cover 80s band or whatever. You remember, and he was on stage with like Mr. Belding, after he became the starter. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
It's a Google search. Go ahead. It happened.
I love
folks.
Mr. Belding.
It did happen. Oh, hell, who didn't? Screech? Romo's partying with Screech.
Rest in power,
Sorry,
Screech.
Coach Parcells. I'm going to be. No, did we lose him?
We did lose him
We
a
lost
few years
Screech?
ago. Yeah, Dustin Diamond passed away Boy, I hope so now. But yes, Dustin Diamond did pass away.
Remember, he had his own unit for sale.
Yeah, there was a whole thing there. You want to get out on that one, Ian? I didn't think so. Next.
Anyway, point is, those are two of his quarterback
Yeah,
commandments.
he passed away in
So-
2021. He was just 44. Terrible.
Yeah, I guess he was a hard charger. All right, rest in
Anyway.
peace there, bud, 'cause obviously he had a good time. All right, moving on. So anyway, Romo did become a Hollywood-type quarterback and then became grounded again. But when you look at Dante Moore right now, and Dan Lanning gave me the opportunity to have 4 days out there in fall camp, and watching Dante Moore take control of this football team, where he did something that we haven't seen in college football as a star quarterback. He went to a school to sit and learn from Will Stein, who's not going to be the head coach at Kentucky, the current OC at Oregon, just to learn the system, learn the culture. And I remember in one practice, Bryce Betcher, their captain linebacker, saw Dante kind of not sprinting from session to session. And Bart, this is why you love to play for Dan Lanning. Betcher goes, "Hey, 5. We don't jog around here. You know that." And Moore just nodded his head like, "My bad. Gotcha. Let's go." I mean, it's a remarkable culture there at Oregon, and they are teachers of the game. And I think that when you can get $4 or $5 million of Nike money to stay in college, unless you're truly a top 5 pick, I'd probably stay to get more experience. Now, on the other side of that, you have Mendoza. I just had him in the Rose Bowl. I was not a fan until I saw him in person. Damn, this dude looks at a defense like it's a Rubik's cube, and he's not going to miss that same turn twice. And he's not afraid to give a little jawing to the opposition, because early in the game, Alabama got him with one look, and he turned to the bench and gave a little smirk and goes, "You won't give me again." The last time I saw that kind of attitude from a college quarterback to an opposing bench was Phillip Rivers when I was covering the Ohio State Buckeyes way back when NC State almost went in and beat the defending champs at the shoe. And Mark Snyder, linebackers coach, or he maybe even the DC by then, for the Buckeyes, looked at Phillip Rivers, and Rivers looks at him and goes, "It won't happen again, coach. It won't happen again." And he kind of winked at him like, okay, this guy's got an attitude about him. That's Fernando Mendoza. I mean, now his britches are a little baggy. I'm assuming the NFL can get him fitted a little better in Indiana. But other than that, man, he has a wicked smart brain, can make every throw, has a good pocket savvy. But also watching him behind the bench, man, he's got an attitude about him that you don't see in interviews or just on TV. So there's my answer on those two guys. They are both leaders of men and warriors, but they're two completely different quarterbacks.
So, Fitzy, I guess what I hear you're saying is maybe we haven't given Dante enough credit for the time and effort and work put in, because he did decide to go there and sit. So not all 30 starts are the same. And especially the valuable experience he's getting now by playing high-leverage, high-end football games against the best competition there is possible, especially being in the Big Ten.
He's going to be around 20, Bart. He'll be – I mean, he's when you go back to his 5 starts at UCLA and then what he's done this year at Oregon, he's going to be right around the 20 mark. So it's not like he's only started 12 games or 13 games like Ty Simpson, Alabama, who just declared today. To your point, I completely agree with you. This dude went in there to learn, to study, to evolve as a quarterback. You're spot on.
Ian Fitzsimmons with us. He has got all the coverage. He'll be at the Fiesta Bowl tomorrow night, ESPN Radio, with Ole Miss and Miami. And then, of course, ESPN Radio also has the coverage of the other college football playoff game with Oregon and Indiana on Friday night. On that game itself, I've seen Oregon up close this year, and they're the most talented team that I saw. But is that talent going to be enough to carry the day against a team that just beat the daylights out of them last week with that win that Indiana had?
Carlin, I will tell you this, man. I am on the Curt Cignetti train. I had him twice last year, and the only time I had him this year was in the Rose Bowl. And that dude, everyone looks at him and they thinks he coaches angry. I could not disagree more. I mean, guys love playing for him because every now and then he'll give a little smirk, and that's him going, "There's a football finger, buddy, because I got you before the snap. I know this is a tutty. Here it comes. Thank you." And he gives a little smirk, man. I mean, he doesn't want to beat you. He wants to embarrass you. So I am a huge fan of Curt Cignetti. And think about this, guys. When it comes to Indiana, who's their marquee player that you have to account for, Bart, on defense? Outside of D'Angelo Pounds, who's an outstanding nickel corner, and he's right there with Keontae Scott, who I'm going to have, as the top 2 nickel corners in all of college football. But other than that defensive unit swarms your ass. They're not hunting you; they're stalking you, and they can't wait to devour you. I mean, they play as a remarkable unit, as does that offensive line. So everyone wants to talk about Mendoza and Surratt and Cooper, and all these, and Hemby at running back, all these star sizzle players. This team is a guts team, and it's built from that defensive front 7 and that offensive line. But I can't wait for the rematch because you know damn good and well that Dan Lanning's got his guys foaming at the mouth like rabid dogs going, all right, you got us in Autzen. We got a rematch. Come on, Potter, let's swap some paint. Let's go. Let's get it on.
So what I'm saying is it is a scenario, right? We're all prisoners of the moment, right? And the hype train gets built up pretty fast. You're saying if Dante Moore goes and has a great showing from who we've just crowned as the best team, he gone. He gone, but can he be gone to the Raiders who can do something that maybe the Jets can't do? And that's allowed Dante Moore to sit again as well and learn the system because they have Geno Smith underneath contract. So, is it a scenario in your mind where Dante Moore can play himself into the number 1 overall pick because his advantage and his weakness is his youth? But his youth means that at 20 years old, once he gets it, you got a guy for 15 years who won't even be 35. And we're watching these quarterbacks now. Hell, Phillip Rivers came off the couch and still played at a high level at that age.
He looked like me too, Bart, didn't he?
Yeah,
I was waiting on you to take a shot, man.
How much you weigh?
Belly, hanging over his belt.
I think you inspired him.
The double chin. You just put a beard on his ass, right? That was me out there. Arms got a little flabby. You wave your arm a little bit, looks like Granny.
Get the turkey waddle,
shotgun style.
Little turkey waddle. Yeah, absolutely.
But Bart, I'm gonna throw this back on you then. If you're the Raiders, and everything I just told you about Cignetti, who's a Nick Saban disciple, you have the number 1 overall pick. Are you not making that phone call to Indiana and going, hey, coach, got your number. We have the number 1 overall. What about a package deal with you and your quarterback and Fernando Mendoza? Would that pry you out of Bloomington? I'll tell you my answer if I'm Cignetti, and then you can give me yours. But I want a statue of my cocky Google me ass built outside that stadium. I want streets named after me.
Yeah, everybody.
That's what legends do. That's what happens when you stick and stay, right? Everyone thought that Saban was going to leave Alabama, and they remember he was going to go to Texas before Charlie Strong got the job, or he was going to go here, or going to go there, or go back to the NFL. No, he didn't, and he is literally we can make the argument, greatest to ever coach the game. So if I'm Cignetti, I'm sticking. What are you doing?
But if you're Cignetti, you want to get a statue, you get one in Vegas, so everybody going to see it. I don't know how many people going to see your statue in Indiana.
It's a fair point.
They're going to have to Google that statue.
Mark Cuban just threw a bunch of money at Indiana.
He did, again.
He's a diehard Hoosier fan, man. So he threw a boatload into their NIL collective.
If a tree falls in the woods and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
Ian Fitzsimmons is with us.
You got to deal with him every day, dude.
Absolutely,
I pray for you.
I've got my.
For you.
I'm going to the Spirit. Oh, what's that? That's a statue. Wow.
No, I've got the Fitz.
Who knew?
I've got the disclaimer.
Bart has just said something that Chris can't comment on. While humorous, Chris values his career too much.
That's it.
Hey, I can bring a comment back from we were doing the draft together, but I won't.
Yeah, I appreciate
the Baltimore Ravens and 2 players, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it if you wouldn't. We don't need to encourage him.
You know when Bart goes, oh, yeah. That was one of the all-time classics.
Yeah, man.
How many people are going to Google that right now?
Fitz, Miami. All right, Fitz, let me get you back here. Miami, Ole Miss. What do you got?
I'm here.
What do you got?
Well, I'm calling the game, so I can't make a pick.
No, I don't need you to make a pick. I need you to just tell me, break this down. Why does Ole Miss, and I know the number's only 3.5, but Miami is playing at their highest level in a while. Why does Ole Miss have a chance in this game?
They're galvanized, man. I mean, Lane Kiffin is pulling stuff like this. And I talked to not one but two people very close and inside that building with the Ole Miss football team. Coaches, and you guys know this, man, you're not going to change a schedule because the players are so regimented. I mean, they're like when your dog comes around and it's 7:30 in the morning, like, hey, dude, it's breakfast time. Let's go, right? Come on, get out of bed, feed my fat butt. Players are the same way. So, Pete Golding didn't really change the practice schedule, the meeting schedule. Well, Lane Kiffin knows when those are. He literally, in the middle of a team meeting, because he knows what's going on, will call Charlie Weiss and go, I need you right now. Just because he didn't believe that this Ole Miss team was good enough to make this kind of run. And so, therefore, the players have now caught on to whenever Charlie has to step out, they know it's Lane because they're in a team meeting, and it has galvanized them even more. They're doing that extra, 10 minutes of film.
What a jackass move on Lane's part if you're doing
100%,
that.
100%.
What a jackass move.
1,000,000%. So, America, if you're looking for a dog in the fight, and you ain't got one, the Ole Miss Rebels are a feel-good story. I mean, Pete Golding and that staff, along with Joe Judge, who a lot of people there in New York may not realize, the former head coach of the Giants is on that Ole Miss staff. And he's one of those guys that's went, no, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to LSU. I'm sticking this damn thing out and following through with these players that we told we would do. And I respect the hell out of Charlie Weiss Jr. So that's one aspect of what's galvanized this Ole Miss bunch. And Chambliss is a problem. If I'm Ole Miss, I'm going wide on Miami. I had him against Texas A&M. Those two bookends, led by Reuben Bain, that guy wearing 4 for Miami, you could stack books on his calves. I mean, I said the first time I saw him in person, it was like Thunder Lips in Rocky III coming in, and the announcer's going, awesome, just awesome. I mean, this dude is a physical specimen. It's it, man. So that defensive front is nasty, but with Lacey at running back and Chambliss and those weapons they have at wideout and a pretty solid offensive line, I give Ole Miss a fighting chance, but I can't wait to watch it. As far as Oregon and Indiana, man, just kick back, crack yourself a cold one, and get ready for a good old-fashioned street fight. It's going to get nasty, and bring your freaking brass knuckles. These two teams, because of what happened earlier in the year, don't like each other. It's going to get awesome on Friday.
So when you look around, because as a Jet fan, this is our time of the season, the offseason, because when we can believe and project and say that, things are going to be different. We talk about,
as opposed to during the regular season when we see the evidence.
Yeah, correct. So we know where we're going.
Because it's true.
Right. So we know where we're going, potentially sitting at 1 or 2. But what's out of these guys, like potentially 16? What can we look forward to potentially at 16 for the Jets, because they do have the sauce pick that just keeps on giving?
Well, this is a deep linebacker draft. It's a deep defensive front draft, especially for those two guys at Miami. I mean, they are just filthy, and I do mean filthy. But if you need guys on the back end, it's deep. If you need guys on the front, defensive front, it's really deep. Hey, if you need offensive line, well, the Jets need damn everything. I mean, let's be honest, right? So let's just one dude to watch is Francis Mauenge, who is going to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming draft.
Okay.
I mean, this dude, he is just a when I saw him against A&M, and A&M's got a hell of a front, as you guys know.
This is the tackle for Miami, for those who don't know.
Does he project as a guard, or is this the left tackle?
Yes. No, you move him inside.
On the right side. Okay, gotcha.
Nothing's changed, Bart, since we did the draft together. Carlin knows this. I talk to the same 4 scouts, same 2 active GMs, and 1 retired GM every week, and they all love this dude. I mean, absolutely love him, and they all said he projects inside. So if you're looking for O-line, that's number 1. Quarterback, we just talked about him. Secondary, you got a ton of them. If you need a nickel corner, Keontre Scott playing this weekend from Miami is arguably, one GM told me he's the second best player on the entire field, including Texas A&M, behind only Reuben Bain. That's high praise. D'Angelo Pounds, we talked about also from Indiana, is a heck of a nickel corner as well. So that's just a few names off the top. But it's not a great quarterback draft. It's a decent wide receiver draft. But if you're looking to build the guts of your team, this is the year for you.
Fitz, great stuff. Looking forward to it. You've got Miami Ole Miss tomorrow night, ESPN Radio and the Fiesta, and then Friday night it's Oregon and Indiana in the other college football playoff game in the Peach Bowl. Love it. Thanks, brother.
I'm going to get filthy fat tonight with my petite filet and some twice baked taters. And yeah, I said it. I'm confident in my manhood. I order a damn petite filet. Fire away. Don't care.
You better not be butterflying it, softy.
I'll see you, boys.
I didn't think I was going to lose respect for him, but I just did. Thank you, Fitz. That's Ian Fitzsimmons. He will have all the action here on ESPN Radio. And as you can tell, Fitz is a personality. And that's just, he's the best. He's as good as it gets and knows these teams inside and out. How about that from Lane Kiffin? Calling Charlie Weiss during the meetings so that you will have to step out of the meeting.
And Charlie Weiss is a sucker. He's a sucker for not even having his ringer off.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
It's Wild Card Weekend, and The Wiz has you covered. Tune into The Fine Line Saturday at 8 a.m. where The Wiz talks about all 6 football games, including Green Bay at Chicago and Buffalo at Jacksonville. And The Wiz gives his Super Bowl prediction. It's a must-tune in Saturday at 8 a.m. Plus, The Wiz talks college basketball, NBA, hockey, soccer, and more. Follow The Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with The Wiz Saturday at 8 a.m. Be ready to win.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. Like on October 2nd, 1993, when the University of California faced a 30-0 halftime deficit to Oregon. Cal went on a remarkable 42-11 run in the second half to capture a 42-41 victory, one of the largest comebacks in college football history.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
The city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports. ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Side note, Manoa, little brother of Kiko Manoa. I forgot because they drafted him from Miami.
Is that true?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So they were on the same team last year because remember Kiko came from Miami too.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
So they'll be reunited and, maybe that's why I wanted to ask him that because we assume that the Jets are going to go defensive at some point in the draft, but if you go offensive, then that allows you to let John Simpson go because now Kiko will become or Manoa will become your new starting guard.
335.
You know what I'm saying? So you put him at left guard, then maybe you can let Vera Tucker go, and then now you just you spend your other you still got another number one, a 33 that could be number 32 or 28 or something like that. If you want to trade and get back in the first round and then go get your defensive player. If it's a deep, defensive back linebacker, you can get your linebacker by moving back if it's a deep inside linebacker drive, so you get your inside linebacker, your thumper.
Brian, Rockville Center, is on ESPN New York. Brian, what's going on, dude? How are you?
How you guys doing? I just wanted to say that this Harbaugh stuff, it's fun to talk about. I think it's kind of a pipe dream. The reason why I say this is, can you name another team that has hit on so many draft picks and yet continues to be miserable? Look at who they drafted the last couple of years.
You're talking about the Jets specifically, right?
The Jets, correct. Yeah. Yes. Take away Zach Wilson, obviously, but everything else they've hit on.
But that's what we're talking. But that's Brian B. That's what we're talking about, though. That's the frustrating part, because they can hit on everything but the one that's the most important. So if they finally hit on that, remember, Buffalo went through the same thing. They had good teams, but they didn't. They had E.J. Manuel, or they had who's the guy with the
J.P. Losman?
Yeah, J.P. Losman. You know what I mean? Or Nathan Peterman. You know what I mean? So like everybody goes through it until you get that quarterback. For a long time, the Ravens, had Flacco. They found Flacco, and then was able, because Ozzy's just smart, was able to find Lamar and project him to be what he was going to be. Because all teams go through the same thing. Like Miami went through the same thing. The Lions went through the same thing. You just got.
But look what A-Rod's doing over in Pittsburgh now. We had him last year.
Yeah, but A-Rod was A-Rod was still recovering from the Achilles last year.
He's been good this year. He has not been off the charts.
Yeah, he hasn't been great.
He is nowhere near the player that he was in Green Bay.
Exactly.
Nowhere near. And frankly, at the end in Green Bay, he was not the player that he was in Green Bay.
Of course. Like, the older you get, the more support that you need. I mean, hell, John Elway wasn't John Elway. It was what Terrell Davis was able to do.
Listen, I don't expect the Jets to even inquire about Harbaugh, because I think that right now Woody Johnson is looking at Aaron Glenn and saying that I'm not going to pay you $40 million to go away, and you need to fix this problem and fix where we are, and I still believe in you. Okay, but if you do that, if you actually do convince John Harbaugh to come, remember one thing. Like, you could talk about what the reputation was all along for the Jets in the 90s, and before that, I mean, they were 1-15 under Kotite, and they convinced Parcells to come. So all it takes is the right paycheck and the right number to get somebody to show up. Look at Michael Kay.
This is what we would hate, right? You don't entertain the Harbaugh scenario, and then Glenn doesn't play well or doesn't work out next year, and you fire him.
Yep.
That's what people are afraid of.
And it's the next hot coordinator.
All over again when you had the opportunity to maybe solidify your coach. So you can't say you can't consider it.
Kay's in the building. He is next on ESPN New York.